Holly, calm down. What's up, guys? Sorry I didn't know it was live. Oh, crap. I gotta fix it. Hold on. Shoot. There we go. Maybe it's right. Yeah, there we go. Let's see. Sorry, guys. I'm messaging Steve right now. We're trying to figure out what to do about our frame rail stuff. I have been in the bed literally since we got sick at the show. Started getting sick at the show, and ever since, it's just been downhill. Like, I don't ever skip work. I never do not work. And today I got, like, my oxygen got really low at work today. I couldn't breathe. About passed out in the parking lot. And finally, I just come home and slept all day long. Literally, slept all day. Let's see. Yeah, Steve was sick too. He's on the live now. I've been taking those emergencies and this. I mean, I don't know what it is, but like even so, I got a guy coming to build some trailers for me, and he got sick. Steve got sick. We all got sick. And like usually I can take a cold or allergies and just take some emergencies and roll right through it. But this here got me down. I don't know what the heck it is. Somebody else told me I should take that ivermectin. I hope tomorrow. uh, Tomorrow, so I should start. I'm actually editing a video right now. Let's see how far we are. I'm not editing it. Actually, Ashley's editing it, but I just took over. So y'all that watched the truck show video where we changed the turbo and rooster, um, what'd y'all think about that? How it was? I mean, you never seen a time lapse in my videos, never heard music in my videos, like none of that stuff. We're definitely trying to change some things up. And I also want to talk about what we got going on with. We made a big change on the channel today. We decided we were going. We did turn on memberships today, so I had a meeting with actually a YouTube representative. What was it, Friday or Saturday? Scheduled a meeting, and they wanted to talk about my analytics and all that stuff and what was going on. And they had noticed that I went from all videos to doing lives, and I want to explain that to you guys why I do the lives. So we're just so busy. Well, I mean, I'm 100% extremely busy. If I lose 15 minutes in a day, it's like losing a whole entire day. Like there's just it's just insane how busy we are at this point, and um, I just don't have time to edit. There's 5 kids running around the house here, so it's not that easy to edit here is either, and it's hard to find someone that can edit this type of footage. You know, like you can take and edit a professional video with music and all that stuff, and do rolling shots and those kind of videos is easy. But taking personality type videos like we do, like me and Steve and a couple other YouTubers, it's hard to edit those videos. That's why you still see like Cletus McFarland. He still edits all his videos. This will probably surprise you. Even um, my mind just went blank. Travis Pastrana. He edits his own videos. I don't know if you guys knew that, but Travis edits his own videos. Cletus, Whistle and Diesel, he still uses iPhones to film his videos. I think he does have editors now. Bruce edits his own videos. So, I'm probably the only dummy out of everybody that decided to expand my trucking business when I started a YouTube career. And the trucking business has just soared. It's just taken off lately, and I don't know, it's hard to get time to edit. So I've been doing the live streams because it's easier to do a live stream and it's real. I like to have a real channel. And let me read these comments real quick. It's not that it's trouble. I ain't going to give it up. That's crazy. That would be insane just to give it up. So, no, we have worked and we figured things out on how to do things. So, taking the live streams, everybody started liking the live streams. So, there's a lot of people that watch them, that like them, and want to be there and do them and stuff. And I enjoy doing the live streams. But it's also messing up my algorithm to where when I do post a video, it messes it up for a lot of people, and then it messes up the algorithm as well. So we have turned on memberships. So if you want to do the live streams and want to get exclusive footage, like day before footage, shorts that nobody sees, updates that nobody sees, like if you're not on my Facebook, there's a lot of different perks you get, like discount on merch. There's like a ton of really, really good perks that you get if you got a channel that you love. And by turning on memberships, you can join as a member. You don't have to do it. I will still every once in a while do a live on the main channel to the public. But if you like the lives, we're going to I would do a live about every day, honestly. So I've got it fixed now to where if you want to do a membership and join the lives, that's how you do it. And then every once in a while I'll do a public live, but for the most part it's going to be for members only. And then that way I can get back to putting my videos back to normal, posting every 2 days, and they'll be in the algorithm. And it's not going to mess it up for everybody, because when I'm in the lives, I let a lot of stuff out. Like there's a lot of things that I might give away 2 or 3, 4 videos in one live. Guys, we're doing this to this truck, we're doing that to this truck, we're doing this to that truck. Where normally those would be videos, I just let it all out in the live. So it does mess it up for a lot of people that enjoy the videos, and I get that. And then we got a lot of the guys that want to see the lives don't like the videos. So this will be easier for everybody if I do it like this. Plus it brings a little extra money to the channel so we can put it into the trucks. And also, we got some other things we're going to talk about too in this live. But I want to catch up on some comments real quick. Oh, crap. Drew just became a member. A silver member. Holy crap. That is cool. Justin Berger just become a member. Silver member. high-strung house that sounds like you're lining your pockets. I don't need to see how to build trucks. I've done it for 30 years. Well, you don't have to come and watch. I didn't say you had to come and watch it. And yes, it is going to put money in my pockets, and that is the name of the game. I enjoy doing YouTube. I enjoy making money, and I enjoy running trucks. So if there's something wrong with making money, which is the root of all evil in this world, you have to make money to do the things that we do. So yeah, I'm going to try to make money while I do this. I mean, if you want to put in 10, 15 hours a day in your YouTube channel and another 10 or 15 hours a day in your trucking company, every day, all day, I mean, for free, go for it. I'll come watch it. So your memberships, you got 3 different levels. You got silver. Let's see here. I'll have to go look. All right, hold on, guys. Let me fix the Wi-Fi here. Hold on just a second. It'll take just a second. Redneck Trucker has become a platinum member. Heck yeah. Guys, I have thought about what's made me successful in the last, year. And yeah, you got silver, gold, and platinum. That's what it is. Tim, think about what has made you successful so far. You let your life be the content. Don't let the content be your life. You're successful for a reason. What is that? All right, heck yeah, I like that comment. Pyro Lev, become a silver member. Heck yeah, welcome, brother. It's awesome. But yeah, you got silver, gold, and platinum. There's different levels. Like if you buy merch, I think there's like a 10 or 20% discount on merch if you become a member. There is so much. There's a lot of perks. Like we put a lot of perks into it. I've been hesitant about doing the memberships. You're going to lose big time, Tim. You should go back and see where I have supported you since day one. I remember the first video I've stuck up for you with others, and I appreciate that, brother. That means a lot to me. I mean, it really does. But this is something that I have to do for business wise. This is a smart move. I mean, every channel is doing it. Guys, we spend a lot of money on these trucks. I don't think you realize just how much money it costs to make the content that we make. And it is a very long investment. So like Rooster, we just stuck probably $30,000-$40,000 in Rooster for 2 videos. 2 videos that made probably $4,000. So it's a investment. Like if you guys want us to quit taking our time building these trucks and you want to see them done, like I see comments all the time, man, I wish Johnny Cash was done. Man, I wish Air Force truck was done. Man, I wish you could go pick up that trailer. You guys just seen, I had to just give that guy $9,000 cash to pick up my trailer, to make a video for it. All right. Yes, I enjoy making the videos. I enjoy working on the trucks. But these are projects that will take years to come if I don't have a step ahead. I'm not rich. I make pretty decent money. I ain't going to say I'm broke. But I'm not just dead loaded rich. I can't spend $100,000 a week building a truck to make a video with. So YouTube is going to have to carry that business. This is now a business. It's not just fun anymore. It is also a business, and it's a business I enjoy. So I'm not acting like I don't enjoy it or it's not fun. But if you want to see these trucks get done and you want to move them faster, I've got to make the money to build the trucks. I can't just keep funding it out of my pocket. That's what I'm trying to say. FSC DOT, that that dry van trailer ain't worth $9K though. To you, that trailer isn't worth $9,000. To me, it's worth probably $20,000 or $30,000. I've been offered for Johnny Cash and that trailer combo. I've been offered $50K for both of them. So yes, that trailer is worth $9,000. I actually gave more than that for it, but the content that that trailer and that truck will bring, it is a long-term investment. Like I said, it's not something that's going to come fast. But that truck will bring a lot of content to the channel. It will also, when we put the truck and trailer together and we drive it across country and haul a load with it, that video right there will probably pay for the truck and trailer. But it's going to, like I said, it's a long-term investment. And we have to pay for it out of our pocket up front. Well, Brother RC said you painted the Air Force truck in 2020. I'm going to be retired when Johnny Cash gets done. No, like I said, if this works out, everything goes right. We've got sponsors now. This is the first year we've taken on a sponsor. Like, we've taken on Four States Truck. They have helped us tremendously. Four States is an amazing place. Brian's awesome, and he likes to see us succeed. He likes to see people restore trucks and fix trucks up, and especially with his parts on them. So, Four States has been a blessing. We got Air Dog now. We have so many people coming on board with the channel. Because, guys, it is what it is. The internet is the future. I mean, it's taken a long time for me to understand that. And, you know, me setting my old ways, I should have been born in like the 70s. And I've loved to have been trucking in the late 80s and early 90s. But it is what it is. Like, we still write paper checks. We still do all the things. We just went direct deposit this last couple of years. But, we are as old school as, like, you would think that I'm a 70-year-old man, as old school as I run my company. And, you know, that's not the way anymore. You've got to be, Harold Benton Jr., welcome to Silver, brother. It just ain't the way anymore, guys. You got to use the internet, and these companies are coming on board with YouTube channels and doing sponsorships, and, you know, trucking's a big thing, especially as old school truckers. And so these guys are sponsoring YouTubers. So I'm going to take advantage of that. I'm going to use that to my advantage on building these trucks. And I enjoy building them. I really do. I don't want it to become a job. I want it to continue to be something that I enjoy doing. And that's why I've not just rushed through Johnny Cash or the Air Force truck. I just haven't. There's a reason why I haven't finished the Air Force truck. I can't tell you what that reason is, but Johnny Cash, yes, I could have moved along a little faster with it. But Switchblade Turbo just come on board. They just sent us a turbo out for Johnny Cash. And this is why this should be a member only live, because I'm giving away videos. But let's see. Yes, I did find out that we are the first ones to ever change a turbo at the Mid America Truck Show ever. That was pretty cool. I got a lot of a lot of emails, a lot of phone calls over that, and they're like, "Hey, you know, you got to kind of keep tamed down with these things." And I'm like, "Wow, I changed the turbo." Like, yeah, we don't need you to rebuild the motor or nothing at the show. And I was like, you know, that's a pretty good idea for next year. I might just put a C18 in Johnny Cash next year at the show. Yes, YouTube has been a very, very, it's a huge blessing. Guys, we get a lot of loads. We get a lot of things have happened from YouTube. A lot of things, a lot of loads, a lot of great things have happened. A lot of good people, a lot of great memories because of YouTube. 100%. Anytime I do something with YouTube, I make a whole new memory, a whole new relationship. Like you guys see, I mean, I stay busy between all the YouTubers that use us to pull all their stuff around. Um, I mean, that's become a business at this point. The all the hauls we get, the heavy stuff, the big stuff, we got some humongous hauls coming up. Like that's why I've been trying to get Rooster ready, and that's going to happen pretty fast. It's going to be pretty big, and a lot of good videos from that. Some big things happening with Rooster right now, and Johnny Cash. So. There should be a button at the bottom of this. If you go click on the channel, should be a button that says "Become a Member." And most channels have that now. Like I'm a member of Cletus's channel. I'm a member of. There's a few channels I'm a member of. Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't kick me out, but we bring a lot of. There's a lot of traffic that comes to the truck shows because they know all their YouTuber friends are going to be there. Like there's a lot of people come to meet YouTubers at truck shows, and we started doing it like 2 or 3 years ago, and now look at it, guys. Everybody's coming to the truck shows. This year there was every YouTuber, Instagram person, TikTok person, Facebook person. Like I've seen so many videos from the Mid America Truck Show this year. So if you're a fan of somebody that's in trucking, that's where you want to be. Next year, we haven't quite announced this yet. We are having our own personal truck show next year. I'll let you guys know when it's official. We're still planning to like the town and all that stuff because it's going to be Scott DeHager. Welcome to Platinum. FSC just became a Platinum member. Heck yeah. About time. FSCDOT. Who is that guy? I've seen a lot of FSC names lately. There's a lot of people copying Steve's name. Yes, me and Braxton will be doing some sled pulling. Mike says, "What's up with Weston's truck?" Guys, Weston has his truck back. I've not had that truck in over a year. I have nothing to do with that truck. We put it together, sent it home, it's gone. Simple as that. That truck tried to kill me. I don't really like that truck, actually. I love it. It's a beautiful truck, but Dennis, welcome to Silver. Stuart, welcome to Silver. Salute Tim, 100%. What's up, Brad Reed? Hey, Steve. FSC Trucking and Repairs. Steve is famous. Oh, FJC. All right. Yeah, never mind. Sorry about that one. That's our boy right there. Tim Urban says, "What happens if I can't become a member?" You should be able to have no problem becoming a member. Mike, we built that truck last year for the Mid America Truck Show, and it went home right after the show. Glenn's Outdoors, become a gold member. What's up, guys? Heck yeah, this is awesome. We are actually, so I've got 2 trucks being painted right now. Mike Martin said, "I live in Sweetwater too, but not New Jersey." Well, you can just come by and see things that's going on. It's a lot easier. Where do I go to order merch? So you can go to order merch. Just type in GentryandSons.com. And guys, I planned on doing a live to finish out our 48-hour merch drop. We ended up putting like $15,000 in the merch. So it was crazy. Like, it was just a really cool deal. We ended up having like 3,800 orders, something like that, something crazy. It was wild. They're still packing orders. Like, there's like vehicles are going out of the shop every day, all day, loaded to the gills with merch orders. Yes, you will see me at 4 states this year. There'll be a pretty big announcement coming for that. So we won't ruin that for everybody until we can all get together and make a big announcement and let you guys know what our plans are for 4 states truck show. Jared Monax, welcome to Gold member, brother. If I become a member, will Steve be allowed to unfairly ban me from commenting? We'll have to have a meeting with Steve about that. Where'd that comment go? I lost it. All right, Stray Built 3393. We will have a meeting with Steve about that. Okay, I will address that in our nightly meeting. Yep, that's how me and Steve met. I offered to do his transmission, and when he broke down in Orwell. Okay, so I actually filmed a video last night about double brokering, factoring, all that stuff, everything. Like, everything I think is wrong with the trucking industry. So I guess since we're on a live tonight, we can talk about it a little bit. Keith, you did buy a shirt last week, and it still has not shipped. That's my fault. So there is like so many orders, like I'm having to put them in a transfer truck at this point. So I was supposed to get those things sent out Saturday or this morning. I went in to do it this morning, and I just got lightheaded. I got my oxygen got low. I couldn't breathe. I've been sick for 3 or 4 days, and I just did not get it done. So they started packing them up in the SUVs and going to ship them out. So all the orders are getting ready to ship, but it's been rough, guys. Cell phone wouldn't let me become a member. That's crazy. We'll have to look into that. Yes, there'll be special videos for members only. You guys will get early access to videos. You'll get there's a lot of perks that you get. Early access, your own live chats. You'll get, like commenting, direct commenting. You can have direct conversations. There's like so many things that depends on which level you pick. There's like a $4.99, a $9.99, and a $19.99, and you like get more perks each one. And my goal here is hopefully I've got a plan for Johnny Cash, and I'm getting ready to sink $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 into that truck and trailer, and I'm hoping this pushes that project along. If not, I have to go out and make some big hauls, and which you guys like that too because you get a video from that. That's you. When you guys see me out hauling something big, it's usually because I need to fund a project or something like that. So that all goes towards my YouTube stuff. Yeah, I was getting dizzy, and like I couldn't see, like unbalanced, like it scared the crap out of me. I thought, good Lord, here we go. Finally things are going good. I'm gonna fall over now. Can't wait to start driving my Pete again. Snapped my ankle last noon. Man, that sucks. That really does suck. I drive for Arlo G-Lot Trucking. For some reason, I feel like I've heard that before. Redneck Truckers, come by, brother. We sell it in person, too. Johnny, hey, you know what, Mark? That's, David, that's actually a good idea. A really good idea. T. Nolan, you don't have to pay to see anything. Like, you don't have to pay. There will be regular videos. We are going back to regular videos. But if you want the perks, if you want to see behind the scenes stuff that I normally don't put on YouTube, I only post on Facebook and Instagram. Michael Irwin, thanks, brother. Arnold Donnelly, thanks. I'm sure there's going to be some people upset because we're charging for perks, but guys, this is a business at this point. I mean, it's been a business since day one, but we're going to use it as a business. I'm tired of hearing the people gripe and whine because this is taking too long, that's taking too long. Why ain't this happening? Why ain't that happening? Well, guys, this fixes that problem. You know, I don't have an extra $100,000 a week. I just don't, to build these trucks. And if you own a truck and you build a truck, you know what it costs to build them. And if you want them to go faster, then hit that membership button, because we're going to use this money to build these trucks. It goes straight into the truck fund. Herschel Willis, welcome to Silver, brother. That ain't a bad idea either, Team Wild Boar. That's actually a pretty good idea. That's a really good idea, actually. I will talk that over with my business manager. I do need Black Dog at my shop. It's got to happen. And I also feel like Steve needs to do the same thing. He needs to turn on his memberships so he can start doing live streams, because I'm assuming Steve ain't doing lives because he don't want to mess up his algorithm, and he don't want to mess it up for you guys when we drop videos. That's how our videos do well, is when you drop your video, you get really good hits right off the front of the video. Well, YouTube says, all right, this video's doing good. Let's put it out there. They'll put it out in front of everybody. They'll make it in your recommended. They'll put it in your face and say, guys, watch this. And then them good little thumbnails and titles and stuff that we have to work so hard to get just perfect to get you guys to click on them, get you to watch them. So then at that time we get views. But guys, a video you've got, it takes me 2 to 3 days for one video. By the time we film it, edit it, upload it, and I mean, you're talking, we might put 20, 30 hours into one video, and that's just simple videos, and to get to you guys. And Steve does way more than I do. I'll tell you that right now, because he has 20 GoPros going at all times. I don't know how that man does it. He was at my house for a week editing some videos, getting caught up, and he didn't leave my table for a week. Like, he'd come out and say hi or hang out for a little bit, go eat lunch or something, but for the most part, he sit at that table pulling content, putting content together, pulling content, putting content together. And I'm like, Steve, there's no way. I ain't doing that. Will not do that. But he does it, and he does a good job, and his videos are showing. They're doing great. Nicholas Beckham, welcome to Gold, brother. We do have an editor, but like I've told everybody, it's hard to edit my content. It's hard to edit Steve's content. We have personal content. It's really hard to edit personal stuff. Like I've had very, very good editors tell me, like, hey, man, you have the hard content there is to edit. Because you know what people want, it's hard to do that unless you're just a full-time truck driver, know everything about trucking, all the stuff. Um, we have our camera, the people that does our cameras and stuff do really good now. Um, I've got David Matoy, he works with me now, and he does a good job because he knows what I do, how I do it. He's been around me about my whole life, so um, a good friend of mine. It works out good. To have somebody to know what people are going to want to watch. So it's making editing a little easier. I just had laser eye surgery while I was frying on acid. Holy crap, that would be crazy. I bet you that was crazy. I couldn't imagine doing that. That's wild. Yes, we are hauling some yachts. We're actually Rooster's loaded right now at 162,000 pounds. Just hit the join button, brother. Just hit the join button. Yeah, I just could not imagine doing acid while getting my. I couldn't imagine doing acid doing anything at this age. Travis is doing good. We actually had a birthday party over at his house this week. His daughter just turned 1 year old. Casey, you can't handle that. You're out there getting pulled over on the side of the road. That turbo's loving it. Edward Williams, welcome to Platinum. I did not get the needle nose from old two stroker, but we got something. We're going to try to put something together. I've had a lot of people reach out with needle noses this week. 43 is a perfect age to get into the trucking industry because you're mature, probably. I would love to pull a road train, and especially one 400,000 pounds. Now, I know it ain't your fault, Casey. We got hit with 2 inspections. Um, Sunday morning, my guys and girls were sleeping on the side of the rest area was full, so they went to the on ramp. And this is in Nebraska, which is way off the road. Like it's a whole nother road. Like there's like a whole thing in between them. And there was no parking signs, no nothing, no other bunch of other trucks sitting there. And they woke up to 2 women DOT officers and gave them inspections for abandoning their truck in the roadway. And these things are sitting in the gravel, no, way over the white line. Nowhere. I mean, this is the most non-dangerous situation ever. And gave them inspections. And then the DOT officers go to the Loves and start waking up other drivers that are on their 10-hour break and 34-hour restarts and start giving them inspections. Kenny, I appreciate that. A lot of people, I think, are going to be happy about the memberships. Casey, that 100% was not y'all's fault. I mean, I've got inspections sitting, like Tennessee State Trooper. This just happened to me a couple months ago, actually. Well, when I went and got the blue and white FLD, I was coming home. I was parked on the get off ramp at one of the exits sleeping. Woke up to an officer knocking on my door, and he gave me a good inspection right there on the side of the interstate, parked on the off ramp. Lynn's Outdoors, come take a ride in it, brother. I love giving people a ride in that truck. Yes, if you order during the giveaway window, you will definitely have a chance to win cash. And it ain't over, guys. Like, I didn't think we'd get as many orders as we did. So, like, I felt bad, and I tried to put as much money more as I could. I spent 15 grand. Um, Man, that sucks, Ethan Wayne. That really sucks. Yeah, no, that was not y'all's fault. 100%. Y'all were parked in a good, safe place. Now, if there was no parking signs or something there, I'd been a little upset. But y'all did nothing wrong. You were in a good spot. There is no parking for trucks. I mean, it is what it is. Yes, we actually sent some stuff out to some tornado victims. I just don't do videos about everything. Thomas Gentry. Well, he might have had some shipping issues. I'm doing good. Steve says Cali, where I never heard of it. California, hey. Yeah, well, you should not be allowed to. You're not supposed to be able to bother drivers here if they're on a rest break either, unless it is a emergency. Semper Fortner, thanks for becoming a gold member. But yeah, you're not supposed to be able to bother them here either, unless it's an emergency. And they were definitely not in an emergency situation. It was a very safe spot to park. We have pictures and videos and all that stuff. And they didn't know not to answer the door. Mike H, shut up, dude. I don't know why you even come here. You're the most negative person, but for some reason I still like you. You come up with the most negative comments there is. But he never misses a video, I can tell you that. Yeah, Casey, don't answer the door for DOT next time when you're asleep. It's been nice watching you. Thanks, Rob. It means a lot, buddy. How are you doing? Oh, Steve took him to the train station. Oh, guys, Steve's new name is Terminator. It's not FSC Steve anymore. It's Steve the Terminator. All right, FSC. That's what his contact is on my phone now. Is Steve the Terminator. FSC Terminator. Clayton, we don't need to know that you don't have your pants on. His new name is FSC Terminator for sure. They're all asleep. No, they're in Brax. Yep. You here to say hi? We're live. Strayville, you're still here. I'm going to have a meeting with Steve about it after a while. You two are going to have to start getting along a little better. So Steve, when he was, so when Steve's kids were born, yeah, maybe I shouldn't get into this personal, but he's my buddy. I ain't gonna care. When Steve's kids were born, he cracks me the hell up too. I can't handle talking to this man. It cracks me up. But earlier today we were talking or texting back and forth, and he's like, "Man, when my kids were born, he said I turned into the Terminator." I'll have to read you the text. It's freaking funny. I'm gonna start laughing again and out of control, but it cracked me up. So Steve's name is the Terminator. Oh shit. Oh man. Yeah, Josh is trying to get me a road training. We come with mine. There's no driving time. Mine because we have Hall ammonium nitrate and nutrient was having heart attack. Yeah, I mean I get that. I figured so. I'm gonna come when I come over. I'm gonna get all the legal documents. Um, oh, Braxton's killing the diet. Let me go find this message. I had planned on. I'm going to run for the FMCSA director. I don't know when, but I do plan on trying it one day. Like I'm getting into politics a little bit here, just going to see if I'm even a fit for it. But I actually made a video, really, really good video to drop one time, and I just got scared, being a little baby, and didn't drop it. I don't know about president. I'd like to be president, but oh, Braxton's already mowing. Braxton's already mowing hardcore. He just picked up like 11 yards. The mechanic shirts are blue. They are blue. Alright, let me go find this. I gotta show you this text. Alright. You guys can see his name's FSC Terminator. Let's see. He said, when my sons were small, I was like the Terminator. Had one mission: raise my sons to be self-supporting men, and that's all I focused on. But like the movie, what was the Terminator supposed to do after he kills Sarah Connor? He said, "That's me now." I don't know why I thought that was so funny. He kills me some of the shit he says. Oh Lord. Oh. Yes. Chris Phelps, welcome to the membership. Crown Gear said he is talking. Oh no, there's a lot of stuff I can't show you guys, but he says some funny stuff. No, I sold the blue FLD. I traded the blue FLD for a Peterbilt 579, actually, like an idiot. And I don't even run the stupid thing, the 579, because it's a piece of crap. So you guys, a lot of you guys don't know this. I made a dumb mistake with after the shop burn. Everybody wants to know how I come back so hard. You know, I was buying trucks, doing this, doing that. I financed some trucks like an idiot, and it was probably one of the dumbest things I've ever done. And I'm just now getting past that. So my company was 100% paid for. I didn't know a dime on nothing. On 30 trailers, I had 15 or 16 trucks when the shop burned. That was on the road. And then I had 10 or 11 trucks sitting at the shop. And I think we lost, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I forgot how many exactly trucks we lost, but we lost a lot between pickup trucks and everything. I think like 11 vehicles. Um, so we lost quite a bit in that fire. The um, so I went and financed some trucks after the fire because all my friends were doing it. They were killing it. Like freight was so good at that time. All my friends were doing it, and they got 25, 30 trucks and hauling dry van reefer stuff, and they were killing it, buying new houses, new shops, all this stuff. They're like, man, as soon as the bank will let me, I'll finance another one. I'll finance another one. I ain't gonna stop until they make me stop. And I'm like, well, dang, that takes some balls to do that. It really does, because I mean, that's a lot of. It's risky doing it that way, but it could pay off until. And at the time I was like, man, that's a good idea. I've always been against financing trucks, but maybe it is a good idea. Um, so I went out and started financing a few trucks just to see how it would do. And of course, it picked up. Things were going good. Trucks were running all right. And I think I got up to like my fourth or fifth one and realized real quick, holy crap, I am married to these things. And they're not going to be reliable trucks. And the freight has got to come back down. And this is not a smart move. After it was too late, I'd done bought the dang things, and they didn't want to ruin my credit. Didn't want to do none of that. So I've been paying for those trucks, even though they're sitting. Most of them are sitting. Um, they're all paid for now except one. Bonnie, I still own Bonnie, but Bonnie will be paid off like next month, 2 months from now, and that I will be back to 100% paid for. But I mean, that's now I have about 40 or 50 trailers total and 35 or 40 trucks sitting around. And that is a 100% paid for company as soon as money's paid for. So it's been a crazy, crazy time, and I've spent the last 6 to 8 months getting these things paid for. And my buddies, um, I just had one to go out of business. One of my friends just went out of business, shut his trucks down, and then I would say a couple of other guys I know, they ain't far behind. These guys pulling dry van and reefer and stuff, they're struggling. They're running off the load board, and that's what I can't get guys to understand. They're like, um, why do why do it? Why risk losing everything over financing some pretty trucks? And the thing is, used to you could finance these trucks and you do good with them, and you could run them for 4 or 5 years without working on them and just do maintenance, tires and maintenance. That's it. You could buy a 2004 Columbia with a 12.7 in it, and you could run that thing for 4 or 5 years and just pay the truck payment, pay the truck off, and then after 4 or 5 years, you start, fixing things up on it. It would start to wear out about 300,000 or 400,000 miles and start having to do little things to it. So yes, I could see back in the day that was a good way of doing it. But now that those trucks don't last for more than 50,000 miles or 100,000 miles without giving issues and straight back into the dealerships for weeks and weeks and months at a time, it doesn't make sense to buy new trucks anymore. It just don't make sense. If you're going to have to work on them and pay to work on them and you have them fixed all the time, you might as well buy a good, reliable used truck that it don't cost as much money to fix when it tears up. So I've tried to preach and preach and preach to these guys, and I mean, I know a few of them. So I am the repo man around here. So I know who and who isn't paying their payments and their trucks are behind, or who's struggling and who's not struggling. And it's every big trucking company around, just about. I mean, literally every one of them. And I hate it. I hate to hear that and see that. And, I've got one friend around here that runs his company like I do. And, which they were in business way before me. So as a kid, I used to watch how they did things, and they do real well. But It's a struggle. You go out and buy these new trucks, have to pay these big payments. If you're not making $15,000-$20,000 a week gross with them, you can't pay a driver insurance, fuel, repairs, maintenance, and pay for them. You just can't. So, Wes is the best. Just donated $20 to the channel, guys. Thanks for that. Jason Free, welcome to Silver. Guys, I literally speak to Rob about every day. Yeah, guys, you see that? Oh, Mom just said we should be getting tons of memberships. Hit the buttons, guys. Tim has enough subscribers to fill Neyland Stadium 2.79 times, so this should be a no-brainer. Yep. So if we could get rid of the emissions, if we could get rid of people and the stupid word backhaul, I think that is the dumbest word ever. I don't know why anybody would ever use that term. That is just not smart. Whoever created the term backhaul was not a smart truck driver. And how that word stuck, I have no clue. But that was the worst thing for the trucking industry. Whoever created that word, we did not like it. Because, guys, you mess it up. Well, Jerry Jones has become a silver member. Welcome, brother. Whoever, if you run the backhaul, you shouldn't, you need to sell your truck. You should not be backhauling, period. You should be hauling back, not backhauling. All right, don't use the word backhaul when it comes to pricing. So yes, you might want to haul something back home, but price it like that's your first load out. Quit going into these places and hauling stuff back home for $1.50 a mile because you're trying to get back home to the better freight, because it is the same freight over there as it is over here, and you are just screwing the guy that lives there. And if that guy comes here and hauls back to his house, he's screwing you. So we're just screwing each other back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Quit backhauling. Everybody get to the same rate, and we will be in good shape. I've got some older trucks, but I don't know if I'm gonna sell the older ones. I got all the new ones are for sale. Anything I got that's got emissions on it that I can't put a Detroit in real easy is for sale. I'm gonna keep the 579s and the 389s and the I like the MP8s. That is the one modern new motor that I like, is the MP8s and the Volvo D13s. But I don't like the trucks that they're in. Yep, that's exactly what's happening. These brokers are getting rich doing it like this, and it's killing us, guys. It's killing, because they're not going to use the guy that's local and let him get some money to pay his truck payment or his insurance payment or feed his family. They're going to wait for you to come back and wait till the very last minute and hope that you call and say, "Hey, I'm back here. I need a back call." Okay, $1.50 a mile, sure, I got it right here. You can load in the morning. If you're dumb enough to go load a truck for anything less than $3 a mile, you need to sell it. Because I'm telling you right now, you're not making any money. Blue Streak, welcome to Platinum. Oh yeah, I'm definitely sick. I'm 100% sick. That's what I've been telling everybody. I am not running 50 trucks. No, I'm only running 10 trucks. I have a bunch of trucks. I've got them sitting everywhere, but I'm only running 10. I make as much with 10 trucks as most people make with 20 or 25 trucks. So my trucks don't move unless I get paid both ways. They are parked in the yard. When I haul something for somebody, I tell them flat out, "Hey, I'm not worried about a backhaul. If you want a good dedicated carrier, and that's why I pull for big companies, um, I pull dedicated. I don't fool with the bull crap. I don't want to deal with brokers. I don't want to deal with the bull crap of having a backhaul, backing into places, getting my hoods tore off my trucks, drivers sitting for 2 or 3 days waiting to get loaded, dealing with waiting to get unloaded, all that. I hate it. I do not. That is just taken away from your time and your money. And these guys do it. I see it all the time. Harry Medford, welcome to gold, brother. Guys will run out. They'll get in their trucks. They'll run out. They'll stay out 2 or 3 weeks at a time and sit in a truck stop waiting on a load. They'll wait, stop at every other truck stop and park and sit in the truck stop overnight and all this stuff. Guys, when I go out, I jump in my truck, I run until I get tired, I pull over, I take my nap, I get up, I run until I get tired, I pull over, take my nap, get up, run some more, I get my load off, and I turn around and I hightail my butt back to the house and I get another load. But when I price my loads when I leave the house, it is going to make me enough money to go there and come back without having to deal with all that bull crap. Well, while you're sitting at the truck stop, while you're waiting on that back call, while you're doing all this stuff to try to get back, with that load you're going to take for $1.50 a mile anyway, $1.75, $2. I'm already back here loaded and ready to go again. So while you're dragging around waiting, I've done doubled my income. So, and a lot of people don't understand that. They want to stick to these load boards. They want to run load boards. They want to do this and do that. And I hire these guys, and I've grown the company. Like I went up we went down to like 5 or 6 trucks for a while over the last year when I was dealing all of my personal stuff. And, it was the easiest time I ever had, honestly. We actually made more money with 5 or 6 trucks. So I was like, well, screw it. Let's jump back up. We got in with my buddy there and went in halves and stuff and decided I'm going to put on some more trucks and put on reefers. So I did that, went out and bought a bunch of reefers and started hiring drivers and realized what this new generation of drivers are, and it is horrible. Everybody I hired either come in to try to tell me how to run my trucking company, how they could do it better, or how they had 10 trucks of their own and this is how they done it, or I work for so and so. I've been in this industry for 15 years. You're just green behind the ears. You don't know. I'm like, well, why are you driving for me? Like just guys like that. Then guys that they didn't show up on time. If their truck had issues or something like that, have a clue what to do. Not a clue what to do. I had a guy call me because his brakes weren't working good. And I'm like, okay, did you adjust them? Well, no. I'm like, well, why don't you crawl under it and adjust your brakes? Well, I don't know how to do that. I'm like, you're telling me you've got 15 years experience and you've never adjusted your brakes? I'm like, I don't pull out of a parking lot until my brakes are adjusted. That's going to save my life if I need to stop. That's my biggest fear is my brakes going out. No, I do not lie on my logbooks. I don't even run a logbook. It's hard to lie on something if you don't run it. So, no, I don't lie on my logbook. Well, all right. Let me go get my charger. Let me make sure this phone ain't about to shut off on us again. Real quick. we're going to get into the next segment of the live here. I adjust my brakes every day. No, actually, Clayton and Casey just did good on their logs. They just got inspected, and both their logs were perfect. So now guys, I'm just playing around about the log books, but the my drivers, I am very. You can ask. They're on here. They're on this live right now. We got Clayton, Casey. I'm sure a few more of them are on here. There always are. I am very particular about safety and logs and speed limits, and we have a very specific speed limit for the trucks for when they're loaded. We don't run over 70 miles per hour when they're loaded unless you're passing somebody or, 70, 72 is a very safe speed for the trucks. And I am very particular about their logs. We have very good safety guys. And our safety guy is my dad actually, and he is if he had it his way, these trucks would be set at 64 miles per hour. Let's just say that. I don't have to adjust my brakes every day, but I check my brakes every day. If I drive my truck, I'm always loaded really, really heavy. And if your wife or kids is in front of me and I need to stop, you're going to think that if I didn't adjust my brakes every day, you'd hate me if I hit them. So yes, guys, there's man-made parts. There's a lot of things that could go wrong, and at any time you can blow a wheel seal, you can have a S-cam lock up, you can have a slack adjuster go bad. I mean, these are all man-made parts, and you have tons of them on your truck, not just one or two. You have two per axle. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 slack adjusters, 10 S-cams. That's his own legal truck. My RGN hooked up, I have 12 slack adjusters, S-cams, brake shoes, springs. So yes, there's a lot of things. Is Allison in here? Allison, you're going to be in my next video. I just talked about you in my video yesterday. So yes, anything can happen at any time. And guys, I don't care how good of a shop you have and how well you pay your grease man, but guys get lazy when it comes to using a grease gun. And that's the most important thing that you have when it comes to brakes on a truck is a grease gun. Sounds crazy, right? But if you don't grease up slack adjusters, if you don't grease your S-cams and your bushings and stuff like that, them things are prone to freezing up, not releasing or going like you're supposed to. Rod White, welcome to Silver, baby. I'm wanting to be able to Cummins with Allison. I really do. I'm going to give him a chance. I'm going to give the motors a chance. I know she's good, but I want to be able to. I will try one if she builds it with me. That's the only way I'm getting one with an X15. Yep. So, yeah, and Clayton, he's the same way. He's a good driver. So everybody tells me I'm stupid for hiring drivers that ain't got 2 years experience. I like hiring a driver that has zero experience. Zero. You're putting somebody with zero experience with $1 million load, and I know you're Allison. I was just letting everybody else know why I would run a Cummins. So I'd rather take them with zero experience and teach them the right way, right off the rip, how to make money. Uh, and they do a good job. Once you teach somebody right, I've taken on so many drivers with experience, and I hate dealing with them. I hate it. You know, all the drivers I have, I've had for a long time, and if we ever have a falling out, you know, I'll let them go and let them go do their thing. And usually 9 times out of 10, they come back, or I call them back, or and I used to have a hothead. If somebody didn't like something with the company, I'd throw a fit. They'd throw a fit. We'd start an argument, blah blah blah, and they'd quit, or I'd fire them, and then they'd come back next week, or I'd call them and say, "Hey, come back next week." Um, but now, when it comes down to something they're not happy about, I put my pride aside and say, "All right, what can we do to fix it?" Instead of arguing with them. Um, hey, Guy Diesel, that's the place to go for your Cummins. But Clayton, before he leaves, him and his wife's truck, they both drive separate, but they kind of go to the same places. So, like, he'll spend 2 hours out in the yard and just going over everything. Even if the truck just went through the shop for inspection, he'll go over everything again. He makes everything perfect. He cuts his zip ties off. He goes through the brakes. He checks all his fluids. He goes for every single wheel, checks every single wheel bearing for grease and all that stuff. Checks all his um, oil seals, his lights, his brakes, checks all her stuff, checks their fluids, checks for leaks, windshield. I mean, like, he goes over these things. I'll go outside and he'll be on top of a boat 3 stories high up there cutting the clippings off of a dang zip tie. I'm like, Clayton, what are you doing? Yep, and but he takes his pre-trip a little bit further, and I really like that. Then I got some drivers that'll come in 3 or 4 gallons low on oil, and they get, you got to keep an eye on their truck because they ain't going to check it. You can argue and fight with them to your gray in the face, but they're a really good driver. But a lot of guys don't. They just don't check their trucks. They get in them and they just want to come in on Sunday evening, jump in that thing, and go to work and park it on Friday evening, and that's what they want to do. There ain't nothing wrong with that, but it's just not me. It's not the way I like to operate. But sometimes you have to deal with it. Yes, Hudson is into trucks. That's funny. Had 3 trucks. One of my big dog drivers, I was swapping trailers with me. I did PT and found an S cam cammed over. I asked about that sucks. That really, I mean, see, that's things you got to check. Raz Beals. All right, guys. So, all right, we're gonna move on to the next segment. We got 1,000 people on here, so we're gonna make some more people mad because of something else I'm doing to make some money. Um, guys, I live in a double wide. You gotta feel sorry for me, right? No, this double wide was the best thing ever done. It is nice to have a paid for home. You ain't got to worry about somebody coming and getting it. And I can put money into the trucks. It's all part of a plan. And I know I change plans a lot. Yeah, the new truck stuff, that's another thing. I hate having new trucks. Simple life is a happy life, baby. You're darn right it is. $3 million miles accident free. That's pretty good. I do OnlyFans, but I don't tell a lot of people that. Um, I think we do have some hats back in stock, guys. Y'all cleared off the shelves. Like I didn't think we were going to do it like that fast. But when I tell you we had 3,800 and something orders, like it was like I've never seen nothing like it. It was better than a giveaway. Reese is cheaper than a tow truck. All right. I'm going to grab my charger, guys, and then we're going to get into this next segment and finish up on the live. I've slept all day. I'm not tired. I'm just sick and I feel tired. But I'll be right back. I'm going to grab this charger and then we'll get into it. Come on, Holly girl. So, guys, I did get my new Wi-Fi in. I went with Elon Musk, actually. Got me hooked up with a, what is that thing called? Starlink. So, you know, we did the Starlink thing over in North Carolina, and they did really good over there. And I never thought about putting one here. But when I was talking about my Wi-Fi, doing that cable putting in and how much it was going to cost and all this, and then next thing I know, we got a Starlink. That ain't a fake cough, brother. Me and Steve both have been sick for. I've been sick for 4 days. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, today. I mean, I went home from work early, and I don't ever go home from work early. Yeah, Steve was sick too. Yeah, everybody I know got sick. So I got we got a trailer company coming in that's going to be building us some trailers. Steve screwed me at the dang truck show and made me very jealous of somebody. And now I'm having to build a new heavy haul trailer and some new boat trailers. So guys, I'm making a very poor financial decision as we speak, and you can all thank Steve for that. Yeah, Elon's such a horrible person. I mean, how horrible is it? We got Wi-Fi now. I'm doing a live at home right now, thanks to Elon. And I mean, to notice some weird old piece of crap trucker in Sweetwater. I mean, he's a cool dude. So Steve, if you most of you don't know this, you should know this by seeing his video. Steve lets someone outdo me. He's like, so I've been wanting to put 1/2 inch frame rails under Rooster. And Steve's like, hey, I got this person you have to meet. You have to meet this person. They're here at the truck show. All right, we back. We good? All right, we're good. I'm throwing that Starlink out the window. No, I'm just kidding. Somebody keeps calling me. Quit calling me. If you're on the live, stop calling. And I know you're on the live, so stop calling while I'm live. Just stop, please, or I'm going to block you. Oh, there's Brian from 4 States that sent me a message. Yes, things are going good with him. Let's see here. Let me see. How can I copy a link of this live? Share, copy link. Guys, I got Brian from 4 States coming on the live. Say hi to him and thank him for what he's doing for all these big truckers. No, it wasn't Clayton Casey. They're good. No, it's somebody else. And I'm not trying to be mean, but dang, every time I go live, they call. Every time. Brian's old. He's not used to this YouTube live stuff. He is so old school, but he is the coolest person ever. All right. So anyway, Steve freaking tells me about this person. He's like, "Hey, you got to meet him. You got to meet him." And we were so busy during the show, I didn't get a chance to go meet these people. Walked by their truck 1,000 times, never even noticed it. So we're out in the parking lot, getting ready to head out, and I was trying to decide whether I was going to do the parade or not because I don't like being hard on Rooster anymore. You know, for the videos, I'll like black smoke and bring the boost up and make it sound cool and hit the jakes and stuff. But even now, I'm getting to where I just don't like doing that stuff. So I wasn't really wanting to do the parade because I knew once I got out there, I'd be spinning tires and acting like an idiot and being rough on my truck. It's just, I don't know. I can't, that just happens. But anyway, so he's like, hey, so and so's coming over here to meet you. They're getting ready to leave. So if you want to check these frame rails out right now's a good time. I was like, all right. Here comes this blue Peterbilt pulling up, a black Peterbilt pulling up, and a white Peterbilt pulling up. And I'm thinking, holy crap, what kind of trailer is that? Like I'm talking a Faymanville stretch, like 90-foot stretch. Yeah, it's like a $400,000 trailer. behind this first truck on top of a bad to the bone Dodge Dually sitting on top of it. I think it's HEI sleeper on it. 330-inch wheelbase, drop axle, flat top. You can hear it's a C15 right away. Just, I mean, the truck is set up. It is just, it's everything I want my truck to be plus more. And then the trailer behind it is my dream trailer. Like, these are loads, like, I've never pulled a load this big, ever. Dream load is to pull, like, these big enclosures or big tanks, 100-foot long tanks, 150-foot long tanks. I like being 150 to 180,000 pounds. And this is all of that plus more. Pulls up, and here comes this chick getting out of this truck. And I'm like, I was like, what the hell is happening? This ain't, it don't even make sense. And, like, she's just, like, I'm just mind blown at this point. I'm like, dang, how many drivers do you? Oh, I drive them all. And they're all her trucks, literally. The one behind it's even better than Rooster or Bonnie. It's like Bonnie's twin. She built this truck from the frame rails up. Like, literally took 2 half-inch frame rails, put them in the floor, and started building a truck. She built the truck. Nobody else. She built it. And then goes and puts a $400,000 trailer behind it, and she's pulling 200-foot loads down the road. And then she's got another truck behind it that she drives. She's got a Monday truck, a Tuesday truck, a Wednesday truck, a third. I'm just like, holy crap! I've just been showed up. I was literally, Steve just said it, I was speechless. I didn't know what to say. So, she is definitely a cool person when it comes to trucking. I've got to step my game up, guys. Since that happened, like, the show went really good until then. And then I'm like, holy crap, what a loser I am. I am such a loser. And I left there with my tail between my legs, and I have been brainstorming ever since how to overcome that situation. She don't have a YouTube channel, but you can go check her out on like TikTok. It's Crystal Miller on TikTok. Um, I did. I mean, I didn't know what to say. Yeah, I didn't want to ask her business, but I did. I've seen her social media, and Steve knows her real well. So she works hard. She does what nobody else is willing to do, and she goes and pulls 150, 200-foot loads down the road. And that's kind of how I got to where I'm at. I would go pull 100-foot yachts down the road, and 18-foot tall boats and 18-foot wide boats, and just because nobody's dumb enough or wants to risk their business or their name on the side of the door to go do it. Yeah, we get paid unlimited money to do it, but not many people are willing to take that risk. I might have some goose pipes laying around. All right, so here we go, guys. What our next big thing here, it's worked. It is starting. I'm on my 7th person, and I'm getting ready to take it live. So I had someone. I don't know if you guys remember me talking about it in one of my lives that I was taking and scheduling phone calls with other company owners and people that need help with their trucks and their repairs and stuff like that. So I had a guy call me like 2, 3 weeks ago, and he actually texted me. He said, "Hey man, if I pay you this much money or whatever, will you help me? I'm in a situation." And I was like, I really don't have time right now. And he's like, please just give me a chance. He said, I'll pay you. I'll cash up you the money or whatever. And so, there's Brian Martin. Everybody say hi to Brian. That's the man himself. 4-stage trucks. Because Rooster would not have been at the truck show without him. I can tell you guys that. Yep, everybody straighten up. Boss is here. So, anyways, all right. Johnny Cash. We better talk about that. Thanks, guys. That's pretty awesome. Y'all are just so awesome. So back to the story. The guy was it started about 3 weeks ago. He's like, hey, let's schedule a time. I'll pay you or whatever. So he cashed out me the money, and he's like, I'll pay you $500 for an hour. And this is like the second or third occurrence this has happened, and I don't know. It's right in front of my face the whole time. No, I didn't take advantage of it. But the guy's like, he does the cash app or whatever. We schedule a call, and I spent an hour on the phone with him, going over his business, and he's been pulling for this same broker, for the same company, for 2 years. 2 years, this guy's been pulling for the same company and same broker, same load. It's New York to Nebraska, Nebraska back to New York, and he takes a load of billet down. Like billet parts and stuff, and a bunch of cases and totes and all that, and then brings it back to New York. And he charges the same price the whole time. He's tried to get more money from the broker the last 2 years. He just told him this week, he's like, hey, I've got to do something. I can't survive like this anymore. I mean, my truck's wore out. I can't do maintenance to it. I need a raise. If you want me to continue pulling this load dedicated, I need more money. And the guy wouldn't do it. He wouldn't budge. Wouldn't even give him 25 cents more a mile. So I was like, well, who you pull for or whatever. He told me and all that. So I go online and start doing some research. And it's a specialty company. So right off the rip, I'm thinking, well, they're not going to want just anybody pulling these loads. There's a reason why this guy's there. So I go on there and type in, look for their business page, look for their employee queue and all that, find their shipping supervisor, and I schedule a phone call with him and talk to the guy on the phone. And I represented this guy's company, and so I conferenced him in. And he was scared to death, guys. He was so scared I was going to cost him this contract or this load with his broker. I said, well, you're calling me because you can't afford to keep running like this. You're calling me because you don't know what to do. The guy won't give you any more money. I said, so you have no choice. You either need to give it up or you need more money. So I start talking to the shipping supervisor, and I was like, hey, we've been pulling this load for you for 2 years, but we're having to go through a broker, and we just can't afford to keep pulling it for the price we're pulling it for. And he's like, well, how much are you guys pulling it for? And I was like, told him the price or whatever. And he was like, wow. He's like, well, I can tell you we're paying more than that. And I was like, well, Either we cut out the middleman, the broker, or we get more money. Like, we've got to make a choice. We've got to do something. If you want us to stay here and keep pulling this load, we got to have more money. And he's like, well, I'm perfectly fine with cutting out the broker. He said the reason we use that broker is because we wanted your services. He said, you did a good job when you started pulling this load. And he said, that's why you've been here for 2 years. We, actually called and asked for you. So the guy, this whole entire time, this broker has been making $1.65 both ways off of this guy. Both ways. Like, he's making $1.65 from New York to Nebraska and $1.65 from Nebraska back to New York, on top of one of his buddies renting the trailer to him, and he's renting the trailer to this guy and making $500 a month off the trailer rental. So this dude is like killing it off this guy. For 2 years, been working off this, or living off this guy's back, and $1.65 a mile both ways. That's ridiculous. So, we got the guy. He's dedicated at $325 both ways. He gets $325 down and $325 back. That's fuel surcharge and the load pay all in one. He decided at a fixed rate, and if fuel goes crazy high or something like that, they are willing to renegotiate with him on rates. So the moral of the story is, if that broker would have gave him 25 more cents, just 25 more cents, he would have never made that $500 phone call to me. He would have never called and done that himself. And he would have thought the world of that broker if he would have just gave him 25 more cents. But instead, the broker got greedy and he lost it all, every bit of it. The whole $1.65. And I hope he's watching this video, because you are a sorry piece of shit. So yeah, the broker's been calling me names and being mean and all that stuff. And he's going to beat me up and he's going to ruin my business and all this stuff. Well, let me tell you guys, I am coming for you. So if you're screwing your people over, I really hope they're calling me, because I want to ruin your business. And I hate to be that way, but you guys have screwed so many truckers to the point to putting them out of business that you don't belong in this industry anymore. The guy made a YouTube video about me. But that man is coming down Tuesday, and he is buying a trailer from me. He is no longer going to be renting a trailer from that guy. He's not getting the rental anymore. He's not getting any of the money off the loads of freight. And the customer got rid of him for doing that to that guy. So he will no longer be brokering loads out of that factory or that company. And yours truly will be. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I usually do not cuss, but I do not like people taking an advantage over truckers. Like, if y'all want to let the big companies win and take over the trucking industry, then keep doing what you're doing to these truckers. And then the brokers won't be needed anymore. These big companies are taking over brokering. So, if you want to join the memberships, that's going towards Johnny Cash, the build. We got Brian on board with the Johnny Cash build. Four States has been an awesome guy. I mean, they're just awesome to work with. Their whole team, they're super, super top notch. And then if you want to schedule a phone call, guys, I know I have to charge. Time is money, and this is a business I want to kind of get into. Somebody I watch, Ben Mala, he's a financial guy that I watch on YouTube. I don't know if any of you guys have seen him. He's funny as heck, but he does the same thing. He gives financial advice and stuff like that. So it could be good advice, could be bad advice, but I've helped 7 different people now. Some with truck repairs, some with truck diagnostics, some with getting people the right place to get parts, like 4 states. Um, and just like this guy, I spent 2 hours with him getting him set up and getting him a good dedicated contract. He signed a 5-year dedicated contract with them with adjustable rates. If fuel goes up, he can adjust his fuel surcharge up, and there's a cap on the bottom. So his bare minimum is $3 per running mile there and back for the next 5 years. Yeah, that houseboat on Hollow Lake, that was Dale Hollow is a hard lake to put a boat into. They should have never took it to that dock. They should never have tried to put it in at that ramp. No, we did not get a truck for Dad yet. We are working on it though. Yeah, Ben is an awesome dude, especially when it comes like I've taken a lot of advice from that man financially. Stuff we don't really talk about on the channel, but I've got a lot of rental investments and stuff that I invest into, and like if I'd quit investing money into stuff, like I'd rather have assets than cash. Um, and sometimes I put myself in a bad situation because when I have $500,000 in the bank, I want to go buy property or trucks or equipment or I guess that's why I've got track hoes and skid steers and dump trucks and everything's sitting everywhere because I'm an idiot. Instead, I feel like those are a savings account that I can use and have fun with. Instead of having a savings account at the bank, I have a savings account out in my field that I can go jump on and have fun with. Yes, and I would like to address that. So, got Dirty Deeds, the truck that Jesse and company and um, Lee is building. Um, if they need me to help them with that truck, they are more than welcome to bring that truck to my shop anytime they want, any time of the day, any night, anywhere. They know that I would do anything for them. They're good people. They did help me with my truck last year, which they knew they weren't going to make it to the show, so they did help us with getting our truck done. So, um, so don't think that I would not help them but what they're doing to that truck is way beyond me. I'm not a stainless person. I am not that person. Um, I can throw some fenders on, stacks, work on a truck, paint a truck, do stuff like that. But um, what they're doing to that truck has not ever been done. I mean, it's a whole nother class of truck. It is wicked. I mean, Rob was talking about it on the phone. He's like, man, that thing is just it's over the top. That truck's going to win truck shows, and they built that thing from the ground up. No, guys, there's no parts in a box going on that. They're building every part to that truck. All their stainless, everything. They build it all in house. But I would definitely be glad to help them with it. It's just what they're doing to it is definitely beyond me, and I would probably just be in their way, honestly. Now, sticking a motor in it, getting it running, and all that, yeah, I could help with that. But at the same time, they have Rob there, and Rob is the man on cats. Um, so I don't know what kind of help I'd be to him other than just being in the way or being there for moral support and aggravate Jesse. Yes, what they did to that truck it's phenomenal. It is. I mean, they pulled off. I never imagined it looking like it does. I mean, it's over the top. It's way. I'm glad that we did not have a build off with them because if they would have got done and it looked like it does right now, I would have lost. So, how many of you guys use a factoring company? Stray Bill, that's the best comment you've ever made. Losing is just a learning opportunity. You are correct. A failure to me is to learn something new, and you do it better the next time. So if you get screwed over, if you get messed up, or something bad happens, or anything like that, you're the idiot. If you do it again the same way, you're the one that's going to get burnt every single time, and that's on you. So I always learn from a mistake. All right, so I'm just wondering how many people actually use a factoring company, and we will probably be at large cars. Yes, that's the plan. Large cars, and then we'll definitely be at the GMATs, Four States, Brian's show. We will be up front and ready with a bad to the bone truck for Four States Truck Show. You guys are gonna be excited about that whole ordeal. We'll be announcing it soon. So, um, I've got a guy that I've been dealing with this week, and he's in a huge mess over a factoring company. Guys, we'll finish this live up here pretty quickly, but I want to go over his factoring company thing. So he is in a big mess over this factoring company. This people pretty much control his whole entire trucking company. And it's insane. And they're taking, so he thought they were taking like 5%. Some loads they say they're going to take 1%. Some loads that they say are riskier, they're taking 5%. Correct? So I'm like, man, there ain't no way. I said, I've never had a good experience with a factoring company. I've never used one. But I know what I paid trucks before that use a factoring company. People that's pulled for me that I broker to. I know what they use for factoring, and I know that they have gotten screwed pretty big time. So this factoring company, he owes them so much money. They have got such a hold on him. Like if he brokers a load out, and they take the money and like give him what they want to give him, and they take what's left, or they take money that they need off some invoices that didn't get paid from another company that he worked for, and just give him what they're willing to give him. So if he uses any big company like TQL, um, Coyote Logistics, any of the bigger load boards, this company takes it goes straight through them, and then they give him what they want to give him, and they take what they want for just enough to keep him in business, pretty much. So he's married to them. He signed a contract with them, and these factoring companies are a joke. So I've always said, if you have to factor, you're not pulling for the right people, or you need to renegotiate. And just make a business change. Like there should be no reason why a company should take anything over 30 days to pay you. 30 days is plenty long enough, but 9 times out of 10 they'll pay you within 10 days. But if you're having to wait 60 and 90 days, should not be doing it. You need to be making a change or renegotiating terms, because it does not take that long to pay somebody for a load. It shouldn't. It's crazy. And I get it. I got mixed up with some people like that, wanted to take 60 and 90 days and didn't want to pay and stuff, and especially pulling oversized, and you got to pay your escorts, your pilot cars, all your stuff, your permits, and that makes it a little rough. But I quit pulling for those people. I said, if you can't pay me when I deliver the load, then I don't need to pull for you. So now they went from paying every 60 days to they pay me when I deliver. It was either lose me as a hauler or they pay when I deliver the load. So this guy here is in a big mess, and like they took him to court and over some unpaid invoices that they took on as a factoring company. That's the risk you take as a factoring company, is when you go after the people with the invoices and you get paid and you're making 5%. But not only are they making 5%, we ran all the numbers on it. They're taking like 10 to 15% per load. Not only the 5%, but by the time their fees come out, their processing, all this stuff, like there's so many fees that's coming out of this, it's coming up to like 10 and 15% on a load. And they take it in segments to where you don't notice it. And if you go read the fine print in your contract, it is completely legal. They are legal crooks. They're legally money sharking you in the trucking industry. So being Wilkinson, a factoring company, is these companies. So most trucking companies have a factoring company, because these companies will give you money. As soon as you deliver your load, you send the bills in, they pay you that day. But they say that they only take 1 to 5%. And then they go after your customer, and they take your customer, and they get paid from your customer. So they pay you. So pretty much it's like a loan up front. I pull for the government, and they always pay me within 30 days. And any of these bigger companies that you pull for now, if you tell them that you need paid quick, they'll actually pull, they'll say for 2%, we'll quick pay you. We'll pay you the same day. Like TQL, all them companies, they will pay you quick. So there's no point in using a factoring company. And I have them all the time ask me to advertise for them on my YouTube channel. Like, hey, we'll give you $4,000 for a 30-second clip and tell everybody about our factoring company and how you use this. And I'm like, I wouldn't dare do that. So if you take that 10 or 15%, so guys, if I did that every week, so we go to California, it's like a $15,000-$16,000 trip. So say $16,000 times 0.15, that's $2,400. So you're going to give $2,400 up for somebody to pay you a week early. $2,400. All right, if you do that, so say you do that 3 times a month, times 12 months. So 3 times a month. Let's see here, 24 times 3. That's $7,200 a month times 12. That's $86,400 you would be giving up for the year just on one truck. So I have 10 of these trucks doing this. So if I did it with all my trucks times 10, that's $864,000 I would be giving up if I used a factoring company to get paid a week early. $864,000. It's crazy. Guys, I'm going to start a factoring company. I mean, holy crap, I am in the wrong business. If I can make $1 million a year off one company, that is insane. And then now they've got it to where they're not even responsible. It'd be different if they took the responsibility if someone didn't pay. But instead, they're coming back to the trucking company saying, hey, they didn't pay this invoice. You're in charge of it. You need to pay us because they didn't pay this invoice. So they're not even standing behind that anymore. Now they are literally just a loan shark. Yeah, I don't think I could do it. I ain't got the heart to do it. I couldn't be mean to people. So that's what this guy's situation is, and he's losing a ton of money. So I'm trying to get him straightened out. I've kind of taken it a mission to help him, and I'm actually probably going to give him his $500 back because he's in bad shape. But I'm going to kind of just try to take the guy under my wing and see if I can't straighten him out. He's got a good business plan, and he's got good customers. He's got a really good customer deal going on, but they want to take their time paying him. So we're going to try to negotiate him getting paid quicker. He does a really good job for him. He's done it for a long time for him. So I don't see him letting him go. I don't see it being an issue. They're just going to have to pay. 30 days is fine. He can survive at 30 days, but 60 and 90, he can't. And once you get to that 30-day mark, after that, you have a paycheck coming in every week. So, yeah, it's tough making it the first month in trucking if you go with a company that's 30 days out. But from my experience, anybody I pulled for, they pay you within the week. Like if I deliver on Monday, they deliver, they pay by Wednesday or Friday. Especially if you're in a reefer game. Reefer guys, so factoring is pretty much needs to be a thing of the past. Brokers need to be a thing of the past. The internet's too easy to work with now. There's too many companies out there that want you to go direct with them instead of using brokers, because I just picked up this contract here in town. Started last week. If you guys seen on my Facebook, you seen where I was pulling a reefer last week. The reason for that was this company was hiring brokers, and this is where my YouTube channel comes in. This company was hiring a broker to haul this freight, and every time somebody'd show up, they couldn't speak English, wearing flip-flops, and just not truck drivers. They couldn't back in the building. They had to get somebody there to back their trucks in for them. And then it's a high-end product. Like they build a really high-end product. So they're delivering to like companies like big boat companies like Centurion, places like that. These places are super nice you're going to. And these guys are pulling in, can't even speak English or back their trucks in, and their equipment's crap. And they're like, holy crap, we cannot let people like this deliver our products. They're selling a product, and you're also selling a product. You're hauling a product. They're selling a product. You're hauling a product. And the two together needs to mesh. So they called me up. They're like, hey, one of our drivers told us about you. Said you got a YouTube channel and you do a really good job. Would you be interested in come pull a load for us? And it just so happened it's 12 miles from my shop. So go over there, pick the load up. And when I pulled in, the guy's like, and we made a video of this. The guy comes up to my door and he's like, man, that's a big truck. And I was like, yeah, it is. And he said, it's a really good looking truck. And I said, well, thanks to 4 states, it is definitely a good looking truck now. He said, but I don't think you're going to get it in the dock. And it's over here, this place used to be Marymount Mufflers. And I've been in there a million times. I'm like, man, that dock ain't no problem. And he's like, I don't know if you can get it in there. And I was like, it won't be no problem. Just tell me which door you want it in. So he tells me which door to put it in, and we go over there, and I just warped her in there. And I almost let Braxton do it, just to be funny. But back at the end, we go inside, and we're getting loaded, and he tells me that. He's like, man, I've had the worst luck. He said, I wish you'd have been here a month ago. He said, we have so many of these loads, and he said, I just can't handle it no more. He said, it's horrible. You call a broker, and they don't show up on time. They might show up 2 or 3 days later. It has just been the most horrible experience. And so we got the load loaded up. He said, I know this is a lot to ask. He said, but this has got to deliver in the morning at 5 a.m. And I'm like, it's just 600 miles away. And so it's going to Orlando from Loudon. And took the load back to the yard, put Orland in the rig, and he was there next morning, delivered it, turned right around. He was home that evening, and we took the empty crates back the next morning. The one thing I had to tell him when we took the load, I said, now look, I'm not the cheapest, but I promise you'll like our service. And he said, I don't care about the price as long as we get a good service. And I charged him $3 a mile both ways and said that will be the set price for this load if you want us to pull it. And he just scheduled more loads this week. So it went really good. So these non-speaking, English-speaking truck drivers, green card holders, and CDL holders are actually bringing me quite a good, some really good customers. I feel like $3 a mile is a really good price for a reefer or a dry van. $2.50, $3 a mile if you can get it both ways, and that's it was door number 1 actually. The that really is a fair rate. Hey, but like if you're going to Florida, if you're going to Iowa, places like that, like especially California. California's the worst place to go. You got to negotiate it to where you're making that at least get $3 going there, and you need to negotiate to where you're getting $2 coming back. So you need to price your loads $5 to $6 per loaded mile. If you set your standards at $5 to $6 per loaded mile, that way if you can't find a good load out of there, you don't have to take a crap load. Even if this is my rule of thumb, if you go to California and you talk to a broker and he says, I'll give you $1.50 a mile coming back. Well, if I've negotiated 5 or 6 going out there, I'll leave that $1.50 a load there, hoping that they have to come back up because they can't get nobody. And it helps someone that lives in California that needs the good money coming out of California. So them guys got to come out and go somewhere to get it, they need good paying freight leaving. So if everybody does that, if everybody would set their standards to that, it would level out the industry and everybody would have good loads instead of it, being in Florida, you can't find good loads out of Florida because all them guys are taking them for crap money just to get out of there. Well, guys, Florida's only so big. There's only so many truckers there, and everybody's on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and if everybody would stick together and fight for each other, we could get good rates and everybody start making good money. Oh, James is in the chat. You're going to Detroit swap Marla. Detroit. That's what I said, Detroit. My phone don't. It only speaks Detroit. Sorry, James. Listen, if you'll put a Detroit in that truck, I will come out there and bring the motor and help you put it in there. Let's put a 650 horsepower Detroit 12.7 in that truck. All right, I'll get the motor ready. Shoot ya, boys. Marl's getting to Detroit. Yep, I got a BK block sitting here. Oh, Mom just spoke, boys. We got to get the memberships rolling. Everybody go check out the membership button. Hit the join button. So our next live will be on the membership channel. There will be, so the videos, you'll get to see a video a day early than anybody else. But everybody will get to see the videos, but the lives will be in the memberships. Every once in a while we'll do a public live, but for the most part, and I'm doing this to fix the channel because right now it's got us all messed up. Todd Tim, thanks for becoming a silver member. I went and done a collab with Steve. When I went and picked up the RGN from him, I did a collab with him. And our phone took a crap and the sound is just horrible. I don't know what happened. So I've got to go do another collab with Steve. Or James. I do have a ECM for a 14-liter Detroit. The D-Deck 5 14-liter is coming out of the Classic. It is getting a 12.7. You can do the membership for $4.99, $9.99, or $19.99. All three of them have different perks. Yep, I'm taking the 14-liter out of the Classic. It is a 05 model motor. I don't like the D-Deck 5 14 liters. If it was a D-Deck 4, I'd leave it. But it is an 05 14 liter, and that thing is just, I'm just over it. I can't stand it anymore. I hate that motor. Like, I would be willing to give that motor to somebody to come get the dang thing. But I'm going to put a D-Deck 4 in it. You'll have to wait to see for the next video on Johnny Cash's trailer. that motor, I just can't get it right. I don't know what the problem is. I think we just burned up another piston. I'm like 90% sure it just burned up another piston. And the problem is, if you lug that thing just the least little bit, if you lug that motor, it will burn a piston up. And it ain't no big hopped up horsepower either. It's literally like 500, 525, 550. Everybody's like, man, you're too hard on that motor. I've never burned a piston up in it, and I've pulled some crazy, crazy weight with that truck. Um, but I've had some drivers in it, and I've had two different occasions now it's burnt pistons up. If you lug that thing the tiniest bit, it will pop a piston. So I always keep it between 15 and 1800 RPMs, and watch my boost really close. But the truck pulls better at a lower RPM, so it's easy to lug it. Allegedly, BBBW, welcome to a silver member, bro. Heck yeah, that's awesome. Mud flaps that he can teach James. We are getting quite a bit of members tonight. So yeah, memberships are on. We're gonna have some fun lives and do some pretty fun things. Matthew's going to bed on us. See you, brother. Vince, what was your question? The Red Classic has a D date for 12.7 in it. I don't know what RV you're talking about. Somebody asked me what flavor I was vaping earlier too. It is the mango colada. Nope, I ain't got nothing to say to him. He can rip his live apart all he wants. It only helps me in the ending. Nope, don't have the house on wheels. I'm going to give it a good shot to quit vaping. Guys, it takes a lot to bother me. You can talk about me all you want. I like it when people talk about me. Mr. Finch is in here. Steve is correct. That man now works for me. Welcome. Edmund Butchert. Welcome to Silver, brother. Oh, okay. All right. Oh, nice to meet you, Mr. Finch. What's up, Josh Hernandez? Appreciate it, bro. Going to the Texas Truck Show. I don't know. I've got some really big plans for 4 states and semi-casual and probably large cars because I like large cars because it's really good. Oh, if you're talking about Troy's show, I'll probably go to Troy Massey's show. Well, I sure do appreciate it. Trucking Resources. The yellow Peterbilt we repoed I sold that truck. Yeah, we get just as many views from the haters and comments from the haters than we do. Well, I ain't gonna say as many. I mean, the good people outweigh it 100 to 1. Most truckers out there stand together, but there's a few out there. No, you got a few, liberal drivers out there. Um, we sold Sherbert. Yes, the Red Classic will be done soon. We're actually working on Johnny Cash, the blue and white FLD. Now that we found out that thing's been flooded and we're having to rip it completely apart and redo it, there's a lot going on with that truck. I got into a mess with that deal. To be such a beautiful, perfect truck, it is in bad shape. I mean, guys, it's all. If I expected for everybody to hate me or love me, then I would be dumb. I definitely don't need to be in the YouTube business or in the trucking business because not everybody's going to like you. You got some people that's going to, and you got some people that don't. But the good outweigh the bad 10 to 1 or 9 to 1. Um, and most of the time, it's just somebody jealous that is not successful, that just ain't making it in life, and they want someone else to feel as miserable as they are. So they're sitting there miserable in the bunk of their truck, being crybabies, instead of going out and hustling and being positive and making moves and making friends. And people want to be YouTube police and crybabies and just be miserable. And if you want to live that way, then live that way. But either way, you're bringing me subscribers, you're bringing me comments, you're bringing me into the algorithm, you're making my channel more known. So it works out for me either way, good or bad. Chris Works, thanks for joining the silver, brother. It means a lot. Edmund, dude, it's so cool. Y'all got your own little stars and everything. Like, I can tell who a member is and who ain't. Tinkerhoff, all right. I don't know. I'll look into it and see why it's not letting people join. Tim Ivans, I appreciate it. And Tim there. So this guy, I've seen a lot of his comments. He's in the chats a lot, and like he calls it how it is, and I'm good with that. When it's good, it's good. If you don't like something, he calls it out how it is, and everybody should be that way. And I'll just be the first to admit it. I'm not a perfect person, guys. I've done some horrible things in life. I probably shouldn't even be alive right now. If y'all knew me before I ever started trucking and stuff, I mean, I was an absolute horrible person. But I've lived on both sides, so it's like, I don't know. I can say I've been both ways. I've been good and I've been bad. I've been in the streets. I've been homeless. I've been all of it. And I'm planning on doing like a documentary style type video. There's a lot of things that people don't know about me. And I mean, it's a success story. If you guys knew where I come from, it's definitely a success story. Um, and it would probably hit home for a lot of people. But when I was homeless, I worked hard and I did things that I shouldn't do to make money. And um, we come together like actually, this is what happened. This is crazy. One night, so we're living in the spare bedroom of my mother-in-law's house, a single wide trailer and ball play. And I'm watching the Discovery Channel. Just got in from work, and Heavy D Sparks, Diesel Brothers was on. They were on Discovery Channel. That's when they were doing the show, Diesel Brothers, and I was literally standing in front of the TV. Right, the Wi-Fi sucked, so it'd go in and out. And I said, I'm going to be a famous truck driver, and I'm going to pull loads for that guy one day. Like, I want to meet him and pull loads for him, and like, I want to be there. And Ashley looked at me and she's like, "You're crazy." She said, "But you'll probably figure out some way to do it." And I'll never forget the day that man messaged me and asked me to pull the first load for him. I could not believe it. I was like, "Holy crap!" And I'll never forget. I remember what I was wearing, how I was standing, everything, the whole 9 yards. I'll remember it like it's yesterday. And so pulled a load for him, and we got to talking. We're texting back and forth and on the phone one night driving back to Utah. And he was telling me about this book that he had read, and people he follows for financial advice, and how he's the same way, and he never wanted to live broke again. He always wants to be financially stable. Like, you don't ever want to have to worry about what's in the bank account. And when you start trucking like I do, guys, and you can watch Steve, watch how FSC is coming up right now. All right, that guy's worked his tail end off, been living in an apartment, but pinching pennies to make this dream come true for him and his family. And he's worked his tail end off to do it. The man is, without a doubt, Steve works his ass off. But Steve's always been afraid to make moves, and I hope you don't get mad I'm using him for an example right now, but he's one of my best friends, and I think it's a good example. Steve's always been afraid to make big moves. He's got what it takes. He's a hell of a, when he decides to do it, he does it 100% and does it great. And I always said that. I'm like, dude, one day you're going to pass me up. And he laughs about it every time, but it is true. Steve will pass me up on YouTube. Guarantee you he will pass me up. But I will be in his ear the whole time, getting him there to do it. Because, I think Steve should have already had his own authority. He should have already had a Black Dog 379. The shop thing, Steve started the shop thing, and we talked about that a million times. I'm like, brother, you do good work. People love watching you work on your truck. Like, there's not many of you left. And, people like to watch people like that. So, watch Steve. He is coming. That man, in 2 years, I guarantee you, he is a very, very wealthy man. Korea Carthens says right here, "To be honest, I thank you for your YouTube, Tim. You might never believe this, but your YouTube helped me stay out of trouble by me watching your YouTube. And I see how great dad you are. And it makes me want to be more." That's awesome. See, I like seeing stuff like that. I don't even think it'll take 2 years. I'm just saying that as just a safe number. Steve's coming, and he's coming hard. He will be, once he gets Orwell done, and what he's going to do with Black Dog and the other trucks he's got going on. And Steve will drive these old trucks. He don't care to get in that truck and drive across country. And that right there is what separates him from anyone else. Like, I consider him a good, true friend, too. Like, he is like no other. He is someone I can call. If I called him right now and said, "Steve, I need you here in the morning," I can promise you He will be here in the morning. Just like at Matt's, guys. At Matt's, that guy that everybody's mad at or whatever. Um, Steve was there the whole time, and we were there not to let him get hurt. That was our biggest fear, was someone showing up to that show, and there was a lot of very mad people there. That was, and I mean, we don't want that. We're not those people here. Let people talk about you all they want. That is fine. And I mean, y'all, they crossed the line talking about Braxton and stuff like that. But our goal for that show was to keep anybody from getting hurt. And there's a lot of mad people out there. And all I ask is nobody do anything stupid. Stay calm. Guys, I like that it's happening because it helps me. So there's no reason to even worry about that stuff. But Steve was there. Steve, this whole time's been, in my head, like, hey, let's keep this calm. Let's not let anything happen. You have a lot of really loyal people that would hurt someone for you. And I seen how true that was. Like, I talked to a lot. I've made many, many comments and phone calls and emails. It's like, guys, just stay calm, be cool, leave it alone. So that is another reason why I've just let it go. And just I'm trying not to talk about it because people don't care for something to happen to your family, to hurt your family. I'm not that person. I would not want anyone's family getting hurt over me, and I would feel so bad. There's no way I could live with myself if that happened. And then we got James Pretty here. Now that's my other buddy. He's another one. If I called him right now, he'd be here. He'd probably fly 747 into my field and park it, and he would be here in a second, and he would hurt someone for this family, and we'd do the same for his. Yeah, actually, that's a good idea, Daniel. I will actually look into that. Thunder Road, I appreciate that comment. Korea, Carlins, I appreciate it. We enjoyed the North Carolina, being able to help those people because a lot of those people helped us when we were in a bad spot. So one thing YouTube's done for me is I've found some really really amazing friends along the way. Me and James started with arguing over whose car was faster, and we've become like best friends as well. So, um, but between all the YouTubers like Steve and James, those are probably my two bestest friends. They're two people that I know I could call on anytime, any day, anywhere. And then I would do the same for them. James's channel, definitely now we're going whether he wants to put a cat or Detroit, I will support anyway with Marla. But I would like to go do a video with James and Grinding Gears. FSC's going to be he's going to be co-president, vice president. I'm president. You can't let the Terminator be president. The white Mustang is getting actually fixed. I had some chassis issues. Josh Gall says, Tim would like to talk about our high school band's old Freightliner cab over. I would like to talk to you about your high school band's old cab over as well. Michael Farnsworth, that's what it's all about, brother. There's the Terminator. I see him right now. The Terminator. He takes people to the train station. That's for sure. All right, SHQ guys. There was people come up to me and to Rob at the truck show, and was like, "Hey, have you and Tim made up? Have you and Tim made up?" And asked me if me and Rob's made up and all this stuff. Guys, Rob is like, he's like a second dad to me. He's there for me every single day. If I called him right now, he'd answer the phone, and he's another one. He is. He would. Rob would do anything for me. When my shop burnt, he called me at 6 a.m. that morning and said, "Get your trucks up to my shop. Let's get them straightened up. You got a long road ahead of you." And he helped me through so much. And Rob's the one that's taught me how to have the attitude that I have towards like the haters and stuff. Screw those guys. At least they're watching you. At least they're thinking about you. Rob just don't give a crap. He'll tell you how it is, straight up. That man does not care. His dad's the same way. OL. He's a great guy. But no, Rob is like I said, he's like a second dad. But Rob lost his wife this last year, and he took it real hard, and he's been through a lot. And guys, somebody spent his whole life with, he don't know, he'd never even made a steak, and he's never had to cook, and none of that stuff. Like, Rob's a worker, and he's old school, and he needed a break. He ain't done no YouTube videos. He just he stepped back, and he's pretty much having to learn how to do life all over again. I wish Steve would become the governor of Cali. Buying repo trucks and accident trucks is a very good business to get into, especially like for like trucking, like commercial wise, because people will buy commercial vehicles. People have to buy commercial vehicles, and they pay cash for them. They pay, they know they got to go. If you're in the trucking industry, these guys have to go. They don't make money if they're not moving, so they know they have to pay. It's not like working for an individual. Rooster has the new Vendetta seats through 4 states. So if you look up 4 states, look at their Vendettas. We just put a set of Bostroms in the FLD. They're real nice, but those Vendettas it's a game changer. I can drive 1,000 miles in them things and not. And if your legs get tired, like, there's so many different positions and things that they do, keep blood circulating in your legs and stuff like that. So they're not a very cheap seat, but they're definitely well worth the money. And they have cooling and heating in them too. That's really cool. Like, I was coming home from the truck show the other night, and it was cold, and I turned the heat on the seat, and it kept me warm. And then yesterday I had the air on. Would you make more money if you bought a wrecker? Semi-wreckers are buy a DTU. If you want to make money with a truck, buy a DTU, do long hauls. Go find like a big company, close, big fleet. Do long hauls for them. That's what I do with them instead of the wrecker was nice, and you could make money with it, but you're dedicated to that thing 24 hours a day, and it's a big job. Sometimes you have a lot of work, sometimes you have no work, but if you have a DTU with a boom on it, you can keep that thing doing something all the time. No, if you buy an accident truck and fix, would it affect the value of your fleet? No, I think it just brings up your fleet. Yeah, Mom just laid the law down. She said Rob is a great guy, and she is from, like, they're literally like right down the road from each other. Yes, you can get the company work shirt. I've got it online on the store. I've got some that I got here at the house that I've not ever wore, but I brought them home because I was going to wear them. But now I went from a 2XL down to an extra large. Guys, this is an extra large shirt I'm wearing tonight. I went from 270 and I now weigh 240. No, insurance don't really care if it's an accident truck or not. But check this out. So 270 to 240. Bam. All right, so military contract, you make, you do make more money hauling military. You're guaranteed to get paid. It might take a little longer to get paid, but you're guaranteed to get paid. You can make really good money pulling for the government. The oversized contracts, the thing about them is there's a lot of people pulling oversized. So when you do oversized, yeah, you make pretty good money at it. It's a pretty fair assumption you're going to clear $3 to $5 a mile. That's pretty much going rate on oversized. You know, not crazy oversized, but just oversized. I'll pull the boats just because boat insurance is so hard to get, and I was very fortunate with having a good company, good safety rating, to get the boat insurance. And I did a lot of hard work to get in with a manufacturer, which is extremely hard to do. Very, very hard to do. Because they don't care about who's cheaper. They care about who gives the best service and gets their boats there undamaged. So, very hard to get in with a place like that. And I got lucky somebody was retiring, and all, the pandemic and all that kind of helped me get in there. Just the right place, the right time. So specialty freight is, you make a lot of money pulling specialty freight. And guys, I've always said this: if you want to start making really, really good money and you want to see your bank account soar, you've got to make big licks and big moves. Like when I did the relief loads, that was really good for my business. But you've got to make money while you eat, while you sleep. Like right now, guys, I am making money while we're talking on this live. When I go to bed here in a minute, I'll be making money while I sleep. I make money 7 days a week. Every minute of every day, I am making money, whether I'm working or not. And that's how, if you really want to see a bank account with $500,000 in it or $800,000 in it, be able to carry, big wads of cash around, do some trading and stuff like that, you got to do what others can't do, or they're not willing to do, because anybody can do anything. If you put your mind to it, anybody's capable of doing anything. I mean, just look, you got crazy people that do things that you just would never fathom them doing. You got people presidents that you just couldn't ever imagine yourself doing that, but you have the same capabilities that person has. So anybody's capable of anything. But you got to do the things that people are not willing to do. So, like, I'm an idiot, and I will go put a big yacht on the back of my truck and risk everything to make, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 in a few days. Where most people ain't willing to risk that much liability. It's a risk factor. How much risk are you willing to put out to make it? So if you're willing to do that, plus you're willing to put put faith into other people to make a living for you. So, like, your name's on the side of the door of that truck. So you're liable for that truck. You're liable for the people driving that truck. You're liable for the trailer that's behind that truck, the load behind that truck, the insurance that's on that truck. You're liable for paying the person driving the truck, their family. You're liable for them at that point. You're not just taking on a new employee, you're taking on a whole other family. So each employee that you hire, that's a whole other family you're responsible for. That name on the side of that truck is responsible for that family. Um, all these people that work for you, you are responsible for them, the liability of them, and once you get to that point in life where you're willing to trust other people and trust that they represent you the correct way, and you have to be on top of everything. You got to keep a firm fist on everything, and once you do that, once you're able to handle the stress and all the bull crap that comes along with it, then you can definitely start making it pretty big time. And you also see it, guys. Your bank account can go from no money to $3,000 to $10,000 to, before you know it, you're making more money you know what to do with, and then you'll just watch your bank account grow and grow and grow and grow. But my biggest and best advice for when that happens is stay humble, because you can blow through it really quick. Just as fast as it comes, it can go. So once you get it, be humble with it. Don't um, don't be stupid with it. Don't let it change who you are. I've watched guys do this, right? Guys got lucky and bank starts financing them. They buy a bunch of trucks, and all of a sudden they're fleet owners. Oh yeah, I got 15 trucks, 20 trucks, and got hire them a dispatcher, put them in there, pulling load board freight. They'll get a decent load out of town, haul it out, and then bring something back for $1.50 a mile. And they're big timing it, right? It's all great and good while it's going good. But when things start getting bad, when DOT starts messing with you, trailers start messing up, trucks start messing up, you got to have mechanics to deal with that stuff. And finding a mechanic to work on these new trucks is just, it's not an easy job. Good luck is all I got to say. That is one of the biggest reasons for me running older trucks, is because I can hire mechanics that can work on a Detroit. I can hire mechanics that can work on a Freightliner. I can't hire mechanics that can go in and rebuild an X15, or that can run the computer on an X15 or a PACCAR or an MP8 Mac motor. So there's many reasons why I do it the way I do it. It's not because of I can't afford a new truck. It's not because I can't run a new truck. It's the fact that I can't be efficient with running those trucks, because you can't find mechanics that can work on those trucks, that are willing to put in the time to work on those trucks. Shops are $250 an hour now. You can't afford to pay a shop to work on those trucks, and they're in the same situation you are. There might be one really good mechanic there that owns a shop. The rest of them are parts changers. And so that's why shops are taking so long to work on these things now, because there just ain't mechanics out there like they used to be. These guys now, like Chris that works for Steve, or my dad, or James Pretty, he's a really good mechanic. Guys like us that can rip apart a Detroit or anything like that and work on them, and we understand engines and can learn computers and stuff like that. They're few and far between, and the ones that are able to do that have their own businesses. So you can't find those mechanics. Um, it's not easy to do. Tim, wouldn't it be best for you to add a few fuel hauling trucks? I would like to get into hauling fuel. It's something I've been wanting to do for a while. It's just finding those computers. Um, it's finding those drivers tough to find. So it's hard to find somebody who wants to strap a bomb to their ass and drive down the road. Yeah, every time they hook a computer to our truck, it's like 2 months later. Yep, you're right. It is. It's it's just so like I said before, you used to be able to go out and buy a truck, and that thing you could run it for 5 years and pay the thing off without having any major breakdowns. It was those days are over with. All right, it don't take a special person to run a fleet. Anybody can own trucks and be a fleet owner. Um, it's very very easy to do. It's when times get tough is when that's when they fail. Um, it's easy to call and fill out a loan paperwork. Easy to go pick out a truck, and it's easy to hire a driver to put in that truck. And it's easy to get online and find a load board that you can haul freight off of. And you can find some local gigs and stuff, but that's all dang good until you need, like I said, you need a mechanic to work on those trucks because now they don't last. They don't last more than 100,000 miles without some major issues. And I can tell you right now, I could go to work for any shop around here for any amount of money I want to work for. And we get calls daily from big companies that are willing to do anything for us to come in and help them with their trucks. And I've been in multiple situations now over that. I've used our talents and our abilities to get us ahead, and each time it just, I don't know, it don't really get us ahead, but I like hauling dirt. Hauling fuel, I don't know. There's certain guys that'll do it. But there's a lot of guys that don't want to do it. I mean, and you got to do tests. Like, there's a lot to hauling a tanker and licensing and stuff like that. But you make good money. Most guys that pull tankers average $6 to $8 a mile. We could probably help you out. Just write me an email. So, guys, if you want to get a meeting scheduled with me, talk on the phone, send me an email at tim@gentryandSons.com. I'll send you my info where we can get everything figured out, and I'll put you on the schedule. I've got a few that I'm doing this week. I got to help this guy out that's in that deal with the factoring company, and then after that, I ain't got nobody on the schedule. Yeah, so Al Franco, that's what we're doing now is stockpiling stuff. Cattle, I'm getting out of the cattle hauling business, guys. Um, there's just too many people in it. There's so many people in it because that is something that just like anything else, anybody can do it. But there's so many people that think they're cattle haulers now, and they've drove the rates way down. Um, Used to you could haul cattle, get $6 a mile, and now you can haul reefer and get more money than you can hauling cattle. Yeah, Braxton is a very good mechanic. He really is. For 12 years old, that kid's really good. I hope I can keep him interested. He stays motivated. He seems to stay interested. Good evening from STI. What's up, Millen? Patrick White. Yeah, we are hiring. Have him give me a call. Carolina Walking Dog. I need some new cab overs. Yeah. Once you get direct customers, and it's not as hard as people think it is. I can't wait till Steve gets his authority, and you guys get to see firsthand how easy it is to get started. Yeah, all my kids like the trucks. Oh, guys, trust me, I know. So, oh, that's a sweet comment, Mom. Um, yeah, okay. What I was gonna say is, so the market. So people, a lot of people watch my YouTube channel, and I've had so many people cuss me out over this. Um, I called this lady one time to buy a boat trailer, and it was my fault that they were going out of business and failing. I'm like, well, wasn't my fault. And she's like, because you make it look like you make all this money hauling boats, and um, so we, followed your business, whatever. And I was like, no, ma'am. If you go back and watch my videos, I've said a million times, it is not the business you want to get into. Um, if you already have the equipment, if you have a really good customer to start out with, that'll guarantee you a contract for 3 to 5 years, and you can get the insurance, then yes, it is a very, very good, profitable business. But these people went and bought 3 boat trailers thinking they're going to go out and haul boats and make millions of dollars, and learned real quick that it's a very cutthroat business. It's a very hard business to get into because of the people that are in it protect it so much, and they will cut your throat. They will absolutely act like they're your best friend to your face, and they will put you out of business so fast your head will spin. And these boat companies, they won't just bring anybody in. You have to have references. You have to have something showing that you can pull their $1 million boat down the road and not damage it. And if you do damage it, that you're willing to fix it. And one thing that got me ahead in the boat hauling business was I totaled a boat out. I myself did. My drivers didn't do it. I did it myself. Um, I was pulling a Meridian from up above Wisconsin down to, I was taking it over to Connecticut, and coming down through there, it's when all that riot crap was happening, when that cop choked that guy out and everybody went crazy. It was right during that time, and I had to get out of town with it. People were rioting and acting crazy, and um, the state troopers told me either unload the boat or we got to go. I didn't have time to wait on my pole guy, and unloading it wasn't an option. I was making a lick. Like, I just got into it, like, and was getting some really good hauls, and this boat was paying me like 30 grand to take it to Connecticut, and that was a big lick, especially back then. So I'm like, screw it, I'll follow you guys out of here. They knew the route. They said it should clear as long as you're this height. Thanks, Terry Curtis, for becoming a gold member. Um, so we load this thing up. I strap it down, throw my flags on, and I'm following them out. And they get me out of there and get me to the line. And on our permits, we had a bridge to go under before we get off the exit. And there's another super load there. And both of our pole cars were running together at that time. And he hit it first, and then shot they were doing construction on the bridge. They were sandblasting it, and the mounts for their scaffolding systems was on the bridge, and He went through and hit the scaffolding, shot it up in the air, and then I come under it, and they shot straight down through this boat. Literally straight down through the console, rips the darn windshields out of it. I mean, guys, totals this dang Sea Ray Meridian. It was like $60,000 worth of damage, and oh my god, I was throwing up. I was so tore up over it. I was outside of the truck throwing up, like in tears. I'd never been so stressed out in my life. I couldn't sleep. I had to sleep there that night waiting for a DOT officer that could actually, or a state car that could actually come out and assess the situation. They couldn't even come out there. There's so much crap going on with the rights. So I spent the night on the side of the road right there. And finally, the next day they show up and they're like, hey, this is our fault. We will, help you pay, we'll pay for it to get fixed. And to this day, they have not paid for it. I've paid for it out of pocket. But this customer, he was tore up too. I felt so bad. I called him. I said, look, man, I topped this thing out. I'm going to fix it. Don't worry. I will fix it. I said, but I don't want to use my insurance. I just got started. It's so hard to get boat insurance, and I will lose it. And it's going to drive the rates way up. So, guys, like, all right. I'll give you a chance to fix it. So I go home, and turns out finding parts for a 2008 or 2006, 6 or 8 Meridian is not an easy thing to do. So I located a lot of the parts, and a lot of the stuff I had to retrofit and update it to newer stuff. And I take this thing downtown to a friend of mine to do the gel coat work, and when he sprayed the gel coat, something went wrong with it, and it just started running off the boat. It looked like crap. And just so happened the owner flew into town right as that happened, and he seen it, and it went south real quick. Guy was freaking out. He was like, man, this is crazy. My boat's going to look like crap. I don't want it. And I told the guy, I said, look, man, I promise you this thing, when you get it, it'll be perfect. It'll be better than it was factory. So we sand this stuff off and learned how to gel coat overnight. And guys, we rebuilt this thing, and when we delivered it, it was perfect. It absolutely was. It was a beautiful boat. We fixed everything like really, really nice. And when we got there, my insurance adjuster was there waiting. So he had called my insurance company and told them that the boat was coming. We wrecked it, we fixed it, and that it wasn't fixed right, and he wanted it fixed right. So we get there, and I'm mad at this point. I'm like, dude, I told you this boat would be perfect. Why would you call my insurance company? We agreed to this. And he's like, no, it looks like crap. Like I want it fixed right. I'm like, you ain't even seen it. You've not even seen the boat done. And he's like, no, man, it's, I did see it. I was like, no, you seen it when we messed up the gel coat. You didn't see it fixed. So Dad hauled it up there. I didn't take it. Dad took it up there and pole driver and dropped the boat off. And he calls me and he's like, man, he said, thank you. He said, this thing looks awesome. It looks amazing. Like, you're right. It looks better than factory. So that went over really well. And he made really good comments on my business page. And just the word of mouth got around that I took that boat and fixed it out of my own pocket and delivered it in better shape than I got it in. And it went really good. Went really, really good. I exploded after that. Every boat mover out there started calling me to pull their boats. So at that point, then I was able to actually buy trailers that I could haul that boat on that would get it down low enough to where I could haul it. So if you ever start hauling boats, do not haul a Sea Ray Meridian unless you've got a real good trailer, and that's the boats that pay big, big, big money. because they are super tall and they're hard to haul. And that's the ones I like to do. I like them super tall and hard to haul because I can charge what I want. I was going to, um, sue the police over it, but I'm just not. I don't know. I don't like suing people. If they can sleep at night, I can sleep at night. I honestly made more money off of that wrecking that boat than I don't. If I didn't wreck that boat, I don't know that I would have made it in the boat hauling industry because that right there, me doing the right thing and fixing that boat out of my pocket, even though it cost me $60,000, I made millions, literally millions, off of that accident. And I've seen him in her comments and stuff a few times. Um, the guy that I done that with, like the owner of that boat, he's been in a few of the Facebook or YouTube comments on Facebook, and he's always gave us really good. Always talked really good about us, and had a lot of respect for us. And he actually sold that boat. I talked to him not long ago, and he had sold that boat, but I got a lot of hauls off of that. And on top of the me having to fix it, the broker that I was hauling it for held the money in escrow, and I never got the money for hauling the boat. Yeah, I would like to do CDL training. I've actually thought about it. But the state's hard to deal with over that stuff. Guys, it is 12:30. We got 840 people on here. So, the next, let's see, what's the level on the memberships? I think there's platinum, gold, and so silver's the top one, or platinum. So it'll be, all right, platinum is the top one. All right, guys. So the next 50 people that get a platinum membership, I will send you a free shirt or a free hat. You choose. Free shirt or free hat. Thanks, Josh Hernandez. I don't have a 10XL. We go up to 6XL. Brad Reed, I will keep you, once you figure out how to do it, I will keep you, I'll make you one of the 50. Not anymore. We got too many kids. The egg thing, so if you buy an egg, like I think we just put like a bundle together, and you get like surprises in your, like if you buy an Easter egg on the website gentryandsons.com, then you get a special merch. Let's see. Can we get 50 memberships? 50 membership, guys. Out of 800 people. I'm pretty excited about this, actually. Tim, what do you think about the 450 dually compared to your 250? I really like the 450. It's been my favorite truck. It's actually been like I love that truck. Love driving it. Love hauling with it. The only difference I've noticed in them is the 250 had a lot better gears in it. The Like I could go down the interstate at 80 mile an hour at low RPMs, where the 450 is geared out a lot different. Um, so you do have to run a little slower, but as far as stopping and hauling and pulling, and you can still run 70, 80 mile an hour with the truck, you're just using more fuel. My 250 was getting 21 miles to the gallon, where the 450 gets about 16 to 17 deleted. Um, you won't notice it's not rough enough to notice the ride difference. I mean, you will notice a little bit, but it's not. The perks of that 450 over the 250 is well worth the ride. It still rides really good. I definitely like the 450, and it is comfortable. And the 450 turns way better than the 250. Like you can turn that 450 a 360 in the middle of the road. That sucker cuts so good. Michael Farnsworth, I appreciate the order, brother. We had like over 3,000 orders. It was insane. I did not expect that, guys. It was very awesome for that to happen. It definitely helped our merch game. It shot it way up. It was a gamble to do it. It definitely was a gamble. But Kevin Martin, I don't know. I like the Mac transmissions. If you can drive a Mac transmission, a lot of people can't drive them. They're definitely a different breed of drivers that drive those things. You can't beat a Mac transmission. You're not going to tear one out. I like the 4-speed auxiliary matched with an 18 speed. It's my favorite. We are working on the Air Force truck. Guys, there's a reason why I haven't finished it. I can't really talk about that. But we are working on getting that straightened out. To become a member, just hit the join button. Like if you click on my site on YouTube, there should be a join button. And I think the bottom corner, bottom left. I haven't ever seen a Bigfoot. That's one thing I haven't seen. I've seen a pterodactyl before. Brad Reed, see you, brother. Be careful trucking. I'm hoping to get back to it tomorrow. I'm starting to feel a little better. Guys, we have been live for 3 hours. No, you can start your RP here without insurance, but you have to get it before you can go active. Guys, I think it is time to cut this live off. I like a 15 speed. A lot of people think they're harder to drive because a lot of them's reversed up top. You know, your 15s against the dash. But once you figure them out, they're a fun transmission to drive. The blue FLD is gone. I traded it for a 579 Peterbilt. I don't know that I'll be joining Matt's next year. We're planning on having our own truck show, and we're wanting to put on a truck show where it's a fun truck show, like a truck show where we have the single cab race trucks come and do the dirt track stuff. If we have it, it'll be over at the dirt track here in town. Um, and then we have a parking lot we'd be using as well in the shop. It'd be a 3-day event. We're going to have like dirt drags, run the dirt track with the big truck race rigs. David Tonga, thanks for coming a silver member. We'll have a semi truck dyno. We're going to do actual show, like work show trucks with a big payout if you win. We want to have a show where you can actually, when the vendors come in, they can actually show off their products. Where if you want to start your truck in the truck show and let people hear your engine, and you can start it up and let them hear your engine. If you want to, if like say Mac or somebody brings an end dump, we want to have an area set up where they can actually take their new trailer out there, load it up with a track hoe, and show how it dumps, how it works, how their walking floors work, truck lifts, how they work. Like actually have a truck show where you can demonstrate your product and have a good time. Like every night, just have a wild good time. Truck racing, truck drags, dynos. Put Rooster on a dyno and blow it up and rebuild it at the truck show. Because when that truck goes on the dyno, I promise you it will make 4 digits. One way or another, that truck will make 4 digits the day it hits the dyno. It might only do it once, but it will do it because I will. I can't stand the comments. Tommy, all right, appreciate it, brother. Terry, just become a silver member. Heck yeah, you're getting a free shirt, bro. Or a hat, you pick. The best truck in my fleet is probably the little crackhead truck. It's a 97 International Eagle with a Detroit. Yeah, we ship merch anywhere. I really like this kind of live. It's easier to just answer the comments and not be working. Thank you, Rick. It means a lot. Daniel, I will definitely take you up on that, brother. Scotty, we are actually building a Argosy to pull the trailers with. The other Argosy that got wrecked, we're building it into a work truck. All right, Lambert, I will check it out on Messenger. But guys, I'm going to finish the live off there. I'll be watching for your memberships to come in and see how many people join. And just shoot me an email, tim@gentryandsons.com. And we'll get you whatever, pick a shirt or a hat, and we'll get you something sent out. Just need your sizes and all that stuff. Redneck Trucker, hey, just shoot me an email, brother. We'll figure out a way to get you a shirt, man. I'd definitely love to do that. Henry G, you should be able to just click on my YouTube, like top in Gentry and Sons, click on it, and there should be a join button down below. But we will talk more about the truck show thing. We'll talk about, some things that are going on, especially like, and once you become a member, there's a lot more personal stuff we're going to talk about. You'll get to see more projects that are happening that are behind the scenes that nobody knows about yet. There's going to be live chats. There's going to be like daily updates of what's going on with the trucks. Like if you follow my Facebook, our Facebook's like really popping off because you get to see more of the daily stuff that's going on. Like I post on there every day, all day. There's 3 people posting on there all day long. So Leslie Buckley, welcome to Platinum. Davon Dozier, welcome to Silver, brother. This is super awesome. Trying to think. I'm pretty sure that it should be right there. If you guys are the guys that are joining, like, can you tell him where it is? He can't find how to join. Yep. I'm definitely excited about 2025, guys. I've hauled asphalt a few times. I like hauling asphalt. You will have an over-the-road video coming up tomorrow. Tommy Haysworth. Heck yeah, brother. Welcome to Silver. Yep, we still got everybody. Okay, it's where you normally subscribe to the channel. There's a join button. So over there where you hit the subscribe button, you should be able to hit that and become a member. I have not finished. I have not got a plane. I am pretty much done with my license, yes. I don't know. I'll have to go figure it out. I've not done it. We just started it today, so. This is how Tim is going to bring the trucking industry back together. I really hope we can make a difference. I am going to put more priority to apply for a job. Just go to the website, gentryandsons.com, and you can go in there and do an application. Or send us an email and I'll send you an application. Tim at gentryandsons.com. I'll get you an application. Send you my phone number or something. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to put more effort into trying to help truckers, trying to help, that's what it's all about, honestly. And hopefully me putting more effort into it, we can bring more people together and more positivity and everybody get along. I mean, we're all out here doing this to take care of our families. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what we're doing, trying to better our lives, better ourselves, take care of our families, make a nice little bank account for ourselves. And a trucking job to me is a lifestyle. It's a very amazing lifestyle. I mean, I've never met a trucker that I don't like. And it's something that you can do without a college education and make more money than people that got a college education. I mean, I never in my life ever imagined I'd have $20,000 in the bank, let alone $500,000 in the bank, or You know, and I know regular guys that drive trucks that run around and, you know, they keep 30, 40, $50,000 in their savings account, you know, off driving a truck. You know, they have nice homes and nice vehicles. And if I can help people get to that place in life, then I would love it. I mean, I was blessed with this opportunity. I feel like there's a reason why I'm still alive today. Um, oh, if I got a chance to fly a 747, I would take it in a second. Yes, I would definitely hire somebody with right out of school. There's no beef with anybody. I just play along pretty good for it helps my channel. I mean, that's pretty much what it is. It takes a lot to make me mad and make you hate and make me not like somebody. No, it takes quite a bit to scare me just from doing something. I like adrenaline. Adrenaline is, and the bigger, the scarier, the better. Yes, I am still buying Bruce's Scanias. Kevin Martin, that's the way to go, brother. I want to get them running and actually use them and see what they're capable of. See if they run with Rooster and all that good stuff. Whiskey Bent's doing good. We've got the engine broke in on it. It's doing real good pulling cattle. Um, Glenn Daling, welcome to Platinum, brother. Yes, I am going to replace Black Dog. Yeah, he posts stuff all the time, but I don't really care. I mean, it brings people to my channel, and once they come here, they realize that I got a good channel to watch. So I've actually seen quite a few subscribers come from over there. So honestly, I'd be an idiot to tell them to stop posting stuff. And I am not like any other trucker. Like I don't, I do it my way. So if people think that I do it the wrong way, oh well, it works for me. It builds my company good. I know that I'm a good person. I know that I help people out. And I know that I'm not perfect. So honestly, if they want to tell people the things that I already know, and most people already know, then it just gives me content. It just gives drives people to my channel. That's on him. I mean, you can't go posting about people's wives and kids and stuff and not expect. That is not from us though. Like I would not hurt anybody. You sticks and stones. You know what I mean? That's what I was taught in life. So if people want to talk about me, let them talk about me. It don't hurt my feelings any. Um, but karma sucks, and there's a lot of people out there that love Braxton, and talking about Braxton's not a smart thing to do. Brad Stover, I appreciate it. Steve's one of my really good best friends, so I'd do anything to help him. Scotty, I appreciate it. I'll be the first one to admit to you, I'm not perfect. But I take pride on trying to be a really good person. But we all have we're not, if anybody says they're perfect, they're crazy. Everybody's got a past. Everybody's done things in life they're not proud of. But I also feel like the things that I've done in life has got me to where I'm at, made me who I am today. So I have no regrets. Andre, I appreciate it. It means a lot. All right. Carl said, click the $sign donation button at the top of the text and scroll to membership. Yep. If you ain't got haters, you're not doing it right. Because if you don't have anything that's worth somebody hating over, um, then I mean you're not doing nothing. You know, people if they notice you and they talk about you, and you know that's when you know that you're doing something that and they're only doing it because they're jealous because they ain't done it themselves or they can't do it or not willing to do it. Oh, Brax is a beast. That kid he's growing like a weed right now. He's getting so tall. But guys, I am going to get off here and get to bed. I've got so much going on this week. We're trying to get our shop built and all that stuff. We have just got a lot going on right now. Rooster runs about 1,465. Tony Green, your son is on a good path. Yeah, we still do hot shots. Yeah, no, Brax is actually wanting to start trying to learn how to do transmissions. But all right, guys, I'm going to sign off here and get in bed. Be careful, brother, delivering redneck trucker. I think we had a good live tonight. So, see you guys on the next one. Well, it ain't gonna let me go off live. Come on, phone.